Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Geeked Out. My name is Michael Dean. Of course, we have QStorm in the building. Sir, how are you?
Doing pretty good. It's nice to finally be getting a regular, steady paycheck again. So,
Oh, okay. Okay. I ain't mad at
yep,
that. Shoot. You said
it's
again.
it's a fraction of what I used to make, but it's something.
Hey, there's always work at the post office.
I see. Not for long.
All right. I think they'll redo that saying, there's always work at OnlyFans. But anyway.
Wow. See, you brought that up. Listen, don't judge me,
Uh-oh.
but I might have to get on there and check out Stacey Dash. As stupid as she is, she's
Okay.
still
I thought
fine.
you was, so I was about to,
No, the
somebody
mic don't say it.
somebody
Don't say it.
chopped that up when he said, I'm
Don't
about to get on there and then start his page. I'm like, whoa,
don't see.
don't judge me.
She's 56, and god damn,
Stacey Dash though?
she's dumb as a box of rocks, but she's still
Why
fine.
you I mean, there's probably a lot of other beautiful things to see on there. Why Stacey Dash? I'm just curious.
Why not?
Say less.
I remember she did a
Ah,
probably about 10 years ago. She did a photo spread on was it King magazine or something?
it's a while ago, yeah.
And that joint sold out. I mean, it was all over the place. There's a reason for that.
Hey man, you ain't gotta convince me. It's your world. I was just asking. Okay. Well,
My
yeah, we won't judge you if you sign up.
my word.
Do your thing, man. All right. In other news, we'll probably be joined by Ant Pooh here soon enough. He'll be jumping on. But man, we got a lot of things to catch up on and get into. One, where should I start? I want to talk about some movies here. Fantastic Four. I think the last time we did this, I had not seen it at that time. One of the great listeners hooked me up with a digital version of that, so I was able to watch the movie, and I wanted to just tell you my quick thought on it. Let me just say this: I enjoyed the movie. It was cool. Watching it at home, I've seen three other Fantastic Four movies previous to this. I think
Yeah, three. Well, you're not counting the bootleg Roger Corman, are you?
I actually haven't seen that one. I've seen
It's
clips
not.
of it.
It's
Right.
if you want to get high and just trip.
Okay. I could probably watch it once and just kind of laugh at it. The same way I would love to watch that old school Captain America
Exactly.
movie. So anyway, so I've seen the other three, and I know somewhat of the comics a little bit. Nothing like Q here, but I mean, I thought it was cool. Here's the thing, it's not something I would want to watch again, and I did try to watch it again. Um, I don't think it's the fault of the movie itself, but I think I've seen so many of these movies over the last 10, 15 years. Has it been that long?
It's been the MCU started in 2008.
Damn, that's
That's 17
crazy.
years.
Yeah, that's crazy. So yeah,
Yeah,
17 years of seeing these movies. Uh, it's just that it wasn't nothing I hadn't seen before, particularly for the Fantastic Four. Now I will say this because I know he's about to go. I can understand from a fan's perspective, particularly somebody who loves Fantastic Four. This is probably the best interpretation of them on screen. I would imagine probably the most comic accurate visually,
no
and
question.
maybe yeah. So that I can appreciate. Like if I was all into them, yeah, I would probably be like, this is it. Definitely, we got it. I'm just not that kind of fan. So for me, it was cool, but and just not enough there to make me get any more excited than some of the other great Marvel DC movies that have come out in the last couple years as well. So that's my take on it, man. I just thought it was cool. You ready to go? You gotta get that real calm now, Michael.
I went Malcolm. Did it go? I went Malcolm.
All right, get it all out.
No, man. Listen. It might be, and I say this kind of, I don't know. It might be my favorite MCU movie. Now I say
Of
that
all
because it's
time.
see, I'm not sure. Endgame is the shit. But to me, that movies like that, like your Civil Wars, your Winter Soldiers, the really good
Mm-hmm.
MCU movies, they're on a different level from this movie. This movie, because I'm also a Star Trek fan, and to me, if you're into Star Trek and sci-fi,
Yeah, I can give you
you're getting that plus the superhero stuff in this movie. This is
true.
probably, in my opinion, this is the most intellectual MCU movie ever made,
Mm.
um,
Hmm.
for better or for worse. I mean, they're talking about time dilation. They own some interstellar Michael, what's the dude's name? Christopher Nolan shit with this movie. And I just
Mm.
love some of the attention to detail. Now, I will say, having said that, I understand that the movie, the second act, is not what we expect from a superhero movie because it's more, like I say, thought provoking and more
Mm.
scientific than your typical MCU movie. So I get it if people didn't get attracted to it because of that. But to me, I mean, even if they didn't have superpowers, this is a great movie just on the science of it and fighting a villain that seems like is all powerful. And I mean, this movie, like I said, it took me back to when I first saw Superman 2 as a kid. And I've been chasing that thrill ever
Interesting.
since.
Okay.
And this movie gave it to me. It's
I,
like you know, you go see a Star Wars movie, Indiana Jones movie, you're like, oh shit, Jurassic
mm.
Park, anything by John Williams and Steven Spielberg or whatever. You go out by the soundtrack, you memorize that shit, you play something. That's what this movie gave to me. So
Okay.
I fulfill something I haven't experienced since I was 16 years old. So
Yeah, man. I said, I'm
plus I'm
not
a
mad at that.
Fantastic Four fan. I'm a
I
Fantastic Four fan too.
Yeah, I can respect it, and you're right. I forgot to mention the sci-fi elements was my favorite part of the
Mm-hmm.
movie for sure. Ant Pooh has joined us, and we just started. We were just talking about Fantastic Four movie, as I hadn't seen that since the last time. So welcome, sir. How you doing?
I- I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
All
Some
right,
early morning Saturday errands, honeydews without the honey, and just trying to make it happen.
all right. Well, good to see you. Thanks for joining us. So yeah, Fantastic Four. Wanted to get that out of the way. Another movie I just saw a little
Sorry,
late on. What was that? Oh,
I'm
another
sorry.
movie was. Go ahead.
Am I delayed or something? I'm sorry. I was just wondering. You hadn't seen it before. You just said.
Yeah. No, I had
I didn't
not.
hear what you thought of. Okay,
No, I hadn't seen
and
it.
you
I think
liked
the
it.
last show that we did, and maybe you must be delayed or something. It doesn't sound delayed to us, but I think maybe for you it must be. But I was saying I had not seen the movie before, but a listener of the show hooked me up with a copy, so that's how I saw it. Moving on, another movie. Just saw this one, Tron Ares. This is the third Tron movie. Uh, Bought this last week. I see QStorm. I guess we're gonna flip it. The way that you were with the Fantastic Four, that's how I'm with the Tron. To me, Tron, I thought it was fantastic. It's not a perfect movie by any script. I mean, to me, it's on the level of all the other Trons. I don't think those are necessarily great movies either, but they have a place in my heart. They're like the guilty pleasure, sci-fi, cyberpunk type of thing. I remember when the original Tron came out back in the day with disappointment, but I just thought it looked so cool. Uh, the second Tron movie, I forgot what it was called.
Legacy.
Uprising, Legacy. I remember going to see that opening night. Actually, shit, that was me, the kids, and Toya, who used to be on the show. We went to this huge theater. Fantastic, you know. But I've seen that movie many times afterward. But it looks fantastic. This movie still has the crazy visuals that I love. The action in this I thought was insanity in a great way. It to me was an anime. So anyone who knows anime, it's ridiculous, over the top, and that's to me what this was. Like I said, I just love the action. When it ramped up to the action part, I was all in. The motorcycle, when it gets to the motorcycle scene, from there on, I had a ball. I was in front of the TV. You know, they do the Acura slide in the movie. I was like, oh, right when I saw that, that's when I was like, yeah, let me really pay attention to this. I was like, whoever made this, that's my kind of guy. So I just loved it for the coolness of it, the little nods to certain parts of the I guess the trilogy at this point. And I thought it was great. It's probably not going to go past this, or we might have to wait another 15 years or more for the sequel like we waited for this. Hopefully I'll be alive at that point. I can't imagine what the technology will look like at that point. But for it to be a sci-fi movie and they throw big dollars at it, I love that. It's for a very niche audience, and I just happen to be in that niche. So for me, Tron Ares was fantastic. The 4K is some of the most 4K crispy shit I done seen in a long time. So I love that. The only complaint I really have is that I wish they, and I didn't see this because I didn't see it in theaters, but I wish they had put the IMAX sequences digitally. I think that's a shame that they don't do that. And maybe they're going to do that on Disney Plus because I think they do the IMAX thing there. But other than that, I loved it. I thought it was great. What did you think? I think you did a review on it, Q.
Who's that?
Q, Tron.
Yeah, I did. Honestly, none of the Tron movies have blown me away. The first one, blew me away because we never seen anything like it. The light cycle shit is still the best in all. That's the best in all the movies.
Yeah,
and I didn't mind. I know a lot of critics didn't like the fact, and a lot of fans didn't like the fact that it took place in the real world. That made it exciting to me.
I love that. Yeah.
To see something different. I love the light speed chase in the city where they were using the light trails as weapons. I thought that was cool. But other than that, it was just, first of all, Jared Leto, stop hiring him.
What's the thing with, I don't, maybe I'm missing something. First of all, what is he known for?
He's known for playing a drug addicted drag queen. And what was that movie with Bradley Cooper and I think and Jenna, what's the girl's name?
Oh wait, I know what you're talking about. I've seen
Dallas Buyer or something.
Dallas Buyers Club. That was with Matthew McConaughey.
Right.
I think I've seen that one. Maybe I haven't seen that.
I haven't
remember hearing about it.
He's done Morbius. What's that? Suicide Squad.
Right.
That movie with the Italian family, the designer family. I forget the name of that movie. It was a TV movie.
Gucci? Oh,
something. Yeah, I think that's it.
I have one with Denzel too. I didn't really care for that. That wasn't not a
with
good
Denzel.
Remember?
The Little Things.
HBO
The Little Things. That was a pretty good one.
I saw that. I don't even remember him being in it.
He was a villain or something, wasn't he? He always seems to. I ask this because I can tell he seems to give off, or people seem to give off, like he's this big actor, so he gets to play all these eclectic roles. But I never really see him kill it. I'm always wondering what is he from where he kills it. I can see where I can probably see the potential of it. He seems to be very eccentric with the roles, but I have yet to see the thing where I'm like, oh, actually, he was in Blade Runner.
Was he?
The Blade Runner 2049.
Yeah, I bought that one.
I don't remember him in that either. That's what I'm saying.
But yeah, I mean, so when I hear people seem to like they complain or when they mention him, I always wonder what is the hate about him? But I guess I know he's a pretty boy, so I know off the top.
I think that's part of it. Yeah, he looks so. Not that there's anything wrong with looking effeminate. I mean, Prince and Michael Jackson, they looked effeminate, but
he one of them cats that snatch your girl, not even trying.
But he doesn't command the camera. when he's in Tron, I didn't believe
that's a cold ass line.
But I mean, that's the fact. He one of them kind of cats. I think instinctively for some dudes, just subconsciously, that's a lot of hate on that. Like this motherfucker. Like
you think Jared Leto?
That's how we used to see the light skinned cats back in the day. Like pretty motherfucker. Man, fuck that nigga,
man. like Wesley with Christopher Williams.
See, there you go.
Nah, Jared Leto ain't got that kind of game. He looks like a lightweight.
That's what I'm saying. He don't have to have game. That's what I'm saying. Like he one of them cats that ain't got to have no game. He is the game. To the ladies, I'm assuming.
I don't think he's been in a successful film. Was Suicide Squad successful?
I don't know. I don't think it was.
Depends. It made money.
Yeah, was he in the second one or the first one? The first one, right?
The first one. See, and even in that, I really want to see what he really did because I've heard that they cut most of him out of the movie, and they say his character was acting a fool in that. But
was he in the dream sequence in Batman v Superman?
Yeah. I think
he was.
Oh, he was
He
in
was
the
in
Justice League.
Justice League, yeah,
Justice League. Okay.
which I thought he was great in it.
All right.
But anyway, yeah. So Tron Ares finally got to see that. Last one, another last one. Prince, Sign of the Times, 4K. It's out on digital. Of course, I had to buy it. Of course, I own the Blu-ray. Blah blah blah. At first, I didn't think that it was that good, and this is the same 4K version that was playing in the IMAX theaters a couple months ago. And even in there, there was some kind of blurry shots and stuff. But then I actually really sat down to watch it, and I think it is the best cinematic version take of the Sign of the Times movie, because when you watch it in 4K, it is not as clear and crispy as the Blu-ray, because this literally just giving you the raw film. They're not cleaning up nothing. They leave the film grain in there. They're not adding all the digital effects to tighten it up. It is just the raw picture, but it's in 4K, and it is a better resolution, and it's actually, I think, a little more screen going on. And I've seen this movie thousands of times. I can't be a bigger fan of the Blu-ray version of it. And at first, I thought it was better, but this, man, looks like a fucking movie, if I can say it that way. I'm so used to seeing such a clean version of this movie. To see it in 4K and so raw like that, it's just it's a different vibe to the picture when you look at it this way. And it looks like I was like, damn, this is what Prince looked like as a movie. Different than Purple Rain, because you're actually seeing just the concert stuff. And it just looks so much, it looks exactly how it looked when you saw it in that IMAX. It looked like, what the, I was like, God damn. And that's how it looks at home. So I think the 4K presentation is a sight to see. If you're a collector of Prince, or you're a person who's collected this movie over the years, you grew up watching the VHS, you will be in for a treat just to see the grandness of the picture and what it really looks like. I mean, you can see a lot more detail for sure in the clothes and the hair, and just Cat and Sheila and all that. Like, you really want to see the drum thing, and you know what's going on in that drum part with Sheila. Well, you're really gonna see all the little things going on. So I just thought it was fantastic. First I was hating, but it's dope. Yes, you can buy it digitally.
You can download it. You can.
Yeah. Well, you're streaming it.
Right.
Not downloading it, but yeah, it's
on
I think it's on
can you get
Apple
it
Music,
on is it on Apple TV?
on all the streaming platforms. You're gonna have to look it up, but it is definitely on there. So wanted to shout that. Another movie I did get the chance to watch, I rented, was Primitive War. This is the Jurassic Park meets Full Metal Jacket movie. And I had heard about this movie, and I had seen the poster out, like, get the fuck out of here. I thought it was one of these, when the Transformers movie came out, and you went to the Blockbuster, but they had Transmorphers or some shit, and it looked like, you're like, how did it come to video that quick? Get them babies. I got y'all the movie already, but mama, that's a play at the theater. Now they had it down at Blockbuster. So this will look like it's some bullshit Jurassic Park. But let me tell you, if you want to have a good time at the movies, watching at home, or whatever, if you want to enjoy the movie, if you miss the times when you were watching the movie, oh, god damn, like, get the fuck, yeah. That's what this movie, this is a harken back to the 80s, 90s. You would think it's a B movie, but it's actually not. You can see it's somebody who understands, like, I understand the B movie aesthetic, but I also want to show you some dope shit. I'm a fan of Full Metal Jacket and Vietnam movies, but I also, what if they had dinosaurs in that bitch? And that's what this movie does. So it takes itself serious at the same time, kind of not, but not in a goofy, satirical way. I loved that movie. I thought it was fun as hell, action-packed, gory, bloody gory. It's the Jurassic Park you want them to make. You wish it's as goofy as the Jurassic Parks are. They don't. It takes itself serious, but it's kind of goofy. But this is like, I hate to say this. This would be like if Zack Snyder made that motherfucker.
So,
But it was
what's,
dope. I loved it. Go ahead.
what's the setup? They get transported back in time to the dinosaurs?
No. It's in Vietnam War days.
Well, how did the dinosaurs get there?
The setup is they're in, I don't know, Vietnam, I guess. And the soldiers get separated. I mean, you see them go on a mission, and you can see these are some bad boys, you know, the crew of cats, right? But they under the pressure of being in Nam, and they ready to get the fuck out of there. They end up getting on another mission, and it's some secret laboratory down in the bush, and I guess they're working on dinosaurs, motherfucker. I mean, if you can believe Jurassic Park movies, as long as that done ran, you shouldn't have no problem believing they can do that here. It's just that these dinosaurs is on your ass, and this is R-rated. I don't even know if this was. I don't think this was even rated. So they definitely show the guts and the intestines and all that. I was like, but it was fantastic. It's fun, man. It's just it doesn't take itself that serious, but a blast. Great action mashup movie. I would wish there was more. It reminds me of, to me, it would be like the first time you watch a movie like Barbarian or one of these newer sort of horror movies, and you think, oh, this is just gonna be some late night bullshit, and you'd be like, yo, this shit was like good. Weapons? Like you kind of felt some emotions and shit. Go ahead.
Like a Weapons?
Yeah. It's like it was one of those. Like, but I think Weapons is more refined from Barbarian's his first movie. But when you look at the cover, you think it's gonna be on some bullshit. Like I wouldn't even watch it because I'm like, what the fuck? Prime, get the fuck out of here. And it even has in the dinosaur's mouth. It almost looks like the Full Metal Jacket logo in his mouth on the poster. But fantastic. You should watch it. It's fun. I'm not saying it's the best movie in the world, but you'll be entertained. All right. Now that we got everybody in here. Oh, and one last shout out. Did anybody see Frankenstein?
The one on Netflix?
It's on Netflix, yeah.
It's in my queue. I'm going to get to it.
I wasn't going to watch it. For some reason, I did. She's actually pretty good.
That's the one with Oscar Isaac?
I can see why they're all kind of dick riding a little bit, but it's good. Is this Del Toro or whatever? I should have known.
Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah, so if you like his shit, there's some action in this. Wow, it was a good movie. It was a good take on Frankenstein. I give him credit.
Well, look, can I say one thing real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Maybe you're gonna bring this up, but I gotta tell you, there's nothing coming out before the end of the year that I'm interested in. I think the next thing I'm looking forward to is not coming until 2027, and that is the Star Wars original cut back in theaters. I think that's not coming until 2027, right?
Yes. Yeah.
That's a shame.
You're not actually saying Avatar?
Oh my god! Why would you waste you done seen that story twice already? No, you've seen it 3 times. But you count Dances with Wolves. Nah, unless I got nothing else to do and I got time to review it, I'm not going to go.
I'm definitely going to see that. I'm definitely seeing that. That to me is just the spectacle of going to see the technology of. That's why I go to see it. It's the same
story, guy. It's the same.
I mean, it might be, but to me, I have such a great time seeing. To me, like the 3D of those movies is worth the price of admission for me off the gate. Like it's fantastic. I'm not arguing. It can be the same story, but it's an entertaining 2 or 3 hours. I give them that. I'll see it once and be done. But that's a movie I'll go to the theaters to go watch. I would go to the theater to watch that.
Look, it's the same characters, and rather than going away from their tribe to a place where there's water, they're going to a place where there's fire. And this is okay. All right.
I mean, you can make the same argument about Marvel movies, but
could you?
You could. I think the general audience
not the same characters. Not the same characters.
Well, actually, it kind of is now.
Yeah. Unless you're talking about an Avengers movie where you see the characters from the other movies coming, but
But I hear you. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Real quick, and we're gonna go to the movies, and I want to get you guys' take on Supergirl. Another old movie I just happened to watch on a random, Indiana Jones 4. Was it the Crystal Skull. I think it's
The
called.
Time of the Dial of Destiny.
No, it's Crystal Skull.
Crystal Skull.
Oh yeah, Crystal Skull. You're
Yeah.
right.
I hadn't seen that in a long time. I really enjoyed it. I don't think the thing is, I'm so used to not seeing that style of movie making, and I was like, this is Spielberg. This is how they used to get down. This is it was so different from the stuff they do today, in my opinion. It was so wacky and over the top. But I remember that's what those movies were, though. And I didn't like it back then, but I really enjoyed it today. Because I was like, wow, they don't make movies like this anymore. It just felt like such a out of place thing. And I was like, God, Indiana Jones, he was old in that, but it's so far off that he looks young in that to me now compared to what he looks like today. And that's what I was like, this is crazy. And this is way after the heyday of these movies. But I can appreciate it. In 2025, I was like, I had some fun watching it. It's crazy. Yeah, it's just over the top, and I forget how much George Lucas and them was like that.
I have a question.
Go ahead. I have an answer.
Which part did you like better? The part where Shia LaBeouf was swinging through the trees and screaming like Tarzan, or did you like the part where the ants climbed up?
The ants.
Did you like that?
I thought that was hilarious.
Did you like that movie? You liked that in the movie, did you?
Yeah, because it was so ridiculous.
Okay.
The swinging part was ridiculous. But that's what I'm saying. They don't make movies goofy like that anymore. Like,
and there's
they would tear that to shreds for good reason. But I was like, I don't remember if it was a hit back then or not.
No, it was not.
But I was like, you know what it is? I haven't seen a Spielberg movie in such a long time. And I was like, man, these dudes ran the game for many years. I mean, it's still very much iconic today, but even they can come out with some shit like this. I was like, this is interesting to me. Because I put, like, when you think of a Nolan or something, and I would even put Spielberg on top of that, but I wouldn't see Nolan doing a very whimsical movie like that. But like, I wouldn't see him taking Batman many years later and say, okay, I'm going to do another Batman, and it's going to be funny. Like, I wouldn't see him doing some shit like that.
But I recall Spielberg took a lot of heat for that movie.
He may have. That's what I said. I didn't like it back then, but I like it now.
Okay.
Like, it worked for me today, for whatever reason. But anyway, I just wanted to bring that up. All right. We're going to get Ant Pooh in here as well. We'll start with Ant Pooh. And I even try to get fancy. Let's see if this works. Supergirl. Truth, justice, whatever. Only in theaters. Trailer has came out finally. This is the next movie in the new, is it DCU, expanded universe, whatever. Right after Superman, we had Superman this year. Successful movie. Did its thing, controversial for sure. Now we got the next one, Ant Pooh. You saw the trailer. What are your thoughts, sir? The floor is yours.
I'm a little conflicted because based on, what I've seen of the character, and my frame of reference is the animated television show and the horrible Helen Slater movie. This is not the Supergirl. Right. Oh, yeah. This is not the Supergirl that I know of. However, I'm willing to give it the benefit of the doubt, as from what I've seen online, the discourse online, that this is based off of a comic book run. I forgot who the artist was. Mark, be sure to correct me on that. So I know I'm looking at Q right now. I'm like, yeah, it's canon. There you go. So you can't get mad. You can't get too mad.
Why can't you get mad at canon? I guess that's the question.
Okay, hold on.
Go ahead.
No, I'm on my Nathan Fillion.
Hilarious.
Because Q is known for don't stray too far from the source material, and he's gonna hate on it. But so that's why I got to jump the canon, because I'm like, this is source material.
How was this? Okay, I know what you're gonna say, but I'm gonna hear you say, how is this canon? Because in the comic book, she was depressed because of her planet got destroyed, and she went and got drunk and all that stuff.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
That's what they're basing that I don't know if it was an Elseworlds or it was a they year one, year two type thing, but this is based on a comic book run. And again, knowing what I know of the character from the animated films and the animated series, this is a very departure from the character that I know. However, what I saw in the trailer really intrigued me. I'm seeing how she's having this conflict, this PTSD, this existential crisis, so to speak, of her dealing with the issue of in a different way. Like Superman, he came as a child. He doesn't have a frame of reference of Krypton. Whatever he knows of Krypton is being told to him hundreds, thousands of years after its destruction. She was a teenager, so she knows all these people. She lived with those people, and to have gone through, Superman was a baby, so he don't remember the planet being destroyed. She was a teenager, so she knows and understands the destruction that was coming. So that to me is kind of interesting. Like, Superman comes here, gets to be raised by the Kents, has these morals and sets of values to use his power for good of all of humanity. She comes here and she still hasn't dealt with the fact that her world is gone. The world that she was growing up in. That's a very interesting story. And instead of leaning into what her little big cousin is doing, she's like, yo, bro, I got some shit I need to work out. Fuck all this saving the world. I want to go run these intergalactic streets. I want to, there's some people that they say, they want to feel they're in pain and they want to feel more pain. And that kind of interests me as well, the trouble that she might be getting into. Now, it feels a little derivative of the Guardians of the Galaxy.
A little?
Hey, I was trying. However, I'm willing to give him somewhat of a pass till I see the full movie, because as we all know, some directors have their tropes. Tarantino with the N-word, with feet and certain things. Spike Lee, he kind of gets off on a tangent with certain things with the drugs, or it had Apple bounce tracking shot. So, but I'm into this because I from what I saw in the trailer, it's going to be cosmic, galactic, world spanning, and at the same time, it looks like they're going to delve into this character who has to deal with the repercussions of losing Krypton. So that interests me.
Okay. I will say the way you just framed it in terms of what the story could be about, it does sound interesting to me. I'm curious if that's what the movie will be about, but I can see that.
And I'm sorry, one other thing. The actress whose name forgets me, I watched her in House of Dragons. Yes, that's how we as Black folk call it.
Is that where she's from?
Yes, she played the young. I cannot think of her name, but she has the ability to act and carry her scene. So if this movie sucks, it won't be because they've miscast her or that she cannot believably act and lead the film.
Got it. I'm going to say mine real quick because I want Q to he'll take this. You can take this one. I didn't like the trailer. It just doesn't. It didn't excite me to want to see the movie. I guess that's the only thing I could really say. If I say nothing else about it, it just didn't excite me enough to want to see the movie. I didn't see anything. I was like, oh, or yo. When I'm thinking of Superman, because that's what I have. I don't have much frame of reference for Supergirl. I don't know the comics, so it being canon or not matters not to me. I've never seen the Supergirl movies. I've just seen her character mainly from an animated standpoint. So I know it from that. But looking at this, and I was telling this to my son because he actually really liked this too. I said, for me, maybe I've just seen too many movies in my life, but I can already see the kind of character that they're trying to put her in. The trope of what they're doing, I felt like I've seen that so many times, and I don't think I really want to see a superhero play that out. Not this type of character. Looking at the aesthetic of just the poster alone, The symbol behind her, which I guess they're making it look like it's supposed to be done in graffiti, that's corny off the gate to me. Like, why would it be done in graffiti? Is she doing that? Why is she tagging up? The trench coat with the old school headphones makes me wonder, what time does this take place in? Did she come to Earth first and in the 80s and got some technology and then went on a galactic tail? That's a little too much like the Guardians, in my opinion. But whatever. But maybe that's canon in the book. I don't know. But it just makes me ask these questions. I'm just curious, why is she wearing a trench coat? Period. Something from Earth going way out, wherever she's in space. Same with the Walkman. Like, why doing that? Why the sunglasses? Why is she drunk or acting like a fool? Maybe it's going to explain that, but it just kind of gives off the, oh, this is the edgy, I'm too cool for everybody aesthetic. For me, not to say there's not a place for that. It's just, for me at my age, that's kind of, that's corny to me. I don't really want to see that. So for me, I need to see more of what's going on to make me want to see this. They give a quick glimpse of the Lobo character, Jason Momoa. I'm curious to see what that's about. I have heard of this character before. I have seen him in animated things, but I don't know much about him. So I was curious, they're going to take a big actor who's Aquaman, very successful, and have him play this in another one. Is interesting to me. But the trailer to me just doesn't. It looks like some James Gunn. It looked like another James Gunn movie, and he didn't even direct this, which is odd to me. But I guess they think this is going to do better than Superman. I just don't see it. But I want them to go ahead and put it out because I just want to see what's going to happen. But this is a definite streaming movie for me so far. Maybe the next trailer will change it, but as I've seen so far, this is a maybe watch on streaming when it hits $4.99. But it's still a teaser.
Why you just throw the bargain bin price in there, Mike?
Well, no, that's just the price when it usually comes to regular general audience streaming is $4.99. So
usually it's $19.99 when it first comes to streaming.
I say when it comes to general audience, ain't nobody paying no $20 to stream no movie. At least not in the regular motherfuckers. But anyway, I want to hear your take, sir. You got it.
Okay. This is not fair. I'm going to hell for this, but I'm sure I've already made my bed in hell many times. The actress is attractive, but there's something about her bottom jaw, like that underbite she's got. It be fucking with me, man. I don't know.
Why did I say that too? I'm going to hell. It gives special needs.
Ooh, see, I was thinking like she reminded me of them fish. We go down in the deep in the ocean, them fish that had that jaw, piranha fish that come out like that.
All the women listening, Ant Pooh is not saying anything in this.
I said
you laughing and kicking just like everybody.
She is attractive, but it's something about that jaw. I don't know. I wouldn't want to get. Well, let me stop there. Okay, let me stop.
Wow.
So I can answer, and Ant Pooh probably knows better than I do. I did do a little bit of research, meaning I went to Wikipedia, and when in the series of books where she's going through the depression, for some reason she's depicted wearing a brown trench coat. So I think that comes from the books too. Here's my problem. I think, Mike, you nailed it. First of all, it's James Gunn. I don't care who's directing it. It's a James Gunn movie. It looks just like Guardians of the Galaxy. I like the premise of a Kryptonian who is going through PTSD, but they're doing it like she is a teen. And you set it up, and you did a good job of trying to cape. She is a teenager, whereas Kal-El was an infant. So if she's a teenager before she has to deal with the destruction, why is she acting like every fucking Gen Z goth teenager on Earth? That's the problem I have. Why is James Gunn taking the easy way out and making her just, we got to get these teen girls in because Wonder Woman 1984 was shit. Let's make them let's make her more identifiable with what we're dealing with today, which is not something I want to see. I can deal with her dealing with the depression, but not like a teenager on Earth. I don't want to see that. They could have done something really good with this and left it on Earth. Put it on Earth. I want to see her interacting with Earth creatures first, human beings, to see the contrast maybe between her and her cousin. But it's going to be, she looks like Yondu. She seems like she's the same character as Yondu in Guardians of the Galaxy. So
one question for Ant, based off of something you just said, Q. You said this was canon. Is this how she's introduced in that book, or was it whatever story
I
haven't
from? I haven't read the book, so I wouldn't know. I just know that I know the source material, and I went on Wikipedia, but I haven't actually read the series.
Because I was wondering, does the events of this take place at the beginning of her introduction to the comic world, or is this like after she's already been around? Because for a movie audience, for me, this is the introduction. So I was just kind of curious. Anyway, that's all.
I'll tell you, the only other comic book I've read where they dealt with PTSD and depression and alcoholism was the excellent Iron Man, Demon in a Bottle. And that was mature. I think if I remember correctly, Ant Pooh might know better than me. He goes into a depression because he accidentally, his armor, he kills a diplomat or something accidentally or something like that. So he goes into a depression. But it's depicted like a grown-up, and she's acting like a bratty teen. And I was turned off when they showed the dog pissing on a picture of Superman. Right. So who are they directing this to? If I saw that as a dad or a mom, and my 12-year-old wants to go see Supergirl, particularly if I have a daughter, and I want to show her, a character, a female character that she can look up to, that's going to turn me off right there. So I will go see it to see how it works, what they do with it, but I'm not expecting anything out of this movie.
Yeah, to me, it looks like it's made for the same audience that was it Miss Marvel, and the Marvels was made for, or Captain Marvel, whatever. To me, it looks like a Marvel movie after Endgame. That's what it comes off to. Maybe there is an audience for that. I'm not saying about. I'm just. It feels to me when you look at it, I'm like, oh, this looks like. Yeah, this would look like one of the Marvel movies. It's geared to a particular audience. I guess you call it the teen audience. I'm certainly not the audience for that. So maybe that will work. Maybe some of these people will identify with that. I've just seen it before. I don't. Yeah, I don't know. It's It actually is an odd choice of a movie, in my opinion. Like if I was going to make Superman, and I did that, and I saw the results of that, I don't think the next thing I would do would be Supergirl when I got Batman, Wonder Woman. I mean, just some major characters that make.
Well, Wonder Woman tanked. I mean, 1984 didn't do very good.
Yeah, but the first one was $1 billion, and it's a love character. That's not that character won't work again. You just need somebody different to do it. But I wouldn't have thought, well, let's just do Supergirl. I wouldn't have been my first pick. But again, I don't make these movies either.
It makes sense to me that they're doing Supergirl, because we haven't seen Supergirl in, man, what was the last since the TV show, which ended about what?
I forgot about that.
Well, actually, we just saw her in the Flash movie.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
she didn't do much. She didn't do much in that movie to make me think
that's forgettable, man. But again, I mean, I guess this seems a weird take to me. I wouldn't have thought this is what they were going to go with.
But what the other thing with the trailer, she's not doing any Supergirl shit. All I see is she uses her heat vision. That's it. I don't see her flying, and like you said,
really show no super action or something, like nothing that was.
Yeah, I don't see her lifting anything or flying through the air. They showed us that in the Superman movie, which I still hated, but. She looks like any other, I don't know, like I say, Yondu or Peter Quill character. She's not doing anything that makes her Kryptonian.
And I may have asked this before. Where does Krypto come from? Is he from Krypton? Like they have dogs?
I would assume so.
It seems kind of weird.
Well, I assume it comes from the city of Kandor is on Krypton, and I assume.
Right, but they have like canines. What are the chances they have the same animals that are human?
Well, Okay, that I
Yeah,
can let
the
go.
same the same chances that they got humanoid looking people on
Yeah,
Krypton.
I can let that go. Come on, damn.
Well, right, but I mean, a dog. There's a reason that dog exists here. I don't know how they evolved to exist over there, but I guess that makes sense.
All right, Mike. You, okay.
I'm asking too. I'm like you, Q. I'm asking too much sense, and I can't.
Yeah, that don't. I'll let that go. It's a dog. Damn.
Like,
Okay.
how do they have magic when it's science fiction?
I'm like, if you could believe some white man traveled millions of space years and the sun imbues him with powers, I think the dog is the least of your concerns.
Really? I don't know. It just seems it's a weird thing to me because I'm like, it's a super powered dog.
Well, what
And he
about
acts like
the
a
cat?
domesticated dog like this?
What
Is
about
he
the
from outer
cat?
space?
And what about the
Well,
cat?
that's another one. Yeah, that's another one I like. So
The
there was a cat
Flurkin? Is that what you're talking about? The
in
Flurkin?
space?
Yeah,
Is
I
that
don't
where the
care.
cats from
I
the
can let
MCU come from?
I can let that go. Wow, I thought I was bad.
Or
Damn.
wouldn't they be like dog men then? There must be dog men or something. Like,
Let's stop. Stop. It ain't that
well,
deep.
apparently they have Walkmans there wherever they're at. I'm supposed to let that ride too. Like,
Is she wearing a Walkman? I don't know. I'm looking
it's
at the
around her
picture.
neck. Look at the picture right there.
Well, it looked like
it's an old
it's
school.
headphones.
I mean, headphones. So they have old school '80s headphones there apparently. So I guess if I can let that ride, I can let a dog ride. Makes sense.
Pause.
I'm just wondering how does she go from the depression where she's pissing on Superman or the dog is, and she's waking up drunk to okay, I'm going to wear a costume now. I'm curious to see that transition.
Oh, so I guess she is on Earth then, because it's newspaper and stuff. Yeah. That's what I want to see. I don't
Well,
know
I think
the
it
history of
starts off on
Supergirl.
Earth at least. I think it starts off on Earth, and then she,
Oh,
because like in the last Superman, they said, well, she likes to go to other planets and get drunk where there's no yellow sun.
you can spoil this for me. How did she get to Earth originally?
Well, I think in the was it the first Helen Slater movie and in the TV show, she is sent to Earth to guard Kal-El, but she doesn't arrive there before Kal-El. Something happens when Superman gets there first. But I'm still not sure why is she older? Why does she look like she's younger than Superman?
Time dilation, or whatever they said.
My man said time.
If you can believe there's a dog, Q.
That's a big
age.
Go ahead, man.
Age,
Go ahead.
You gotta let that go. Come on.
But you gotta remember, Q. Come on now, you don't was just slurping up Fantastic Four.
Wow, slurping.
You gotta remember when Kal-El left Krypton, didn't he leave as a baby and arrive in Earth as a baby?
Yeah.
So the same point. He
time warped.
She left. So the assumption you can make is maybe it was something like they put her in stasis where she didn't age. The same with Kal-El.
Who did?
Whoever sent her. Yeah, Jor-El with.
What that makes it even more. Why does she look younger than Kal-El?
Because remember, her spaceship got delayed. So his ship landed but 20 years before her ship got here. That's the story I heard.
You saying that
she was in a coma? She was in cryo the whole time.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take it.
Let me
ask
this. So if you can believe that,
do you think, now is there? I wonder. Remember in
dog years, I think that's the best explanation.
Are you done?
Almost.
Was it Man of Steel where he goes back to the ship that brought him to Earth, and there's one chamber that's open? It's like it's cracked open.
Yep.
I wonder if that's. But these are different universes. These are different universes. Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
But yeah, you make a great point. They never do explain that. I'm not gonna go into it, but yeah. So Supergirl next year. There you go. So, and this is going to lead us into Warner Brothers. Of course, the news has come out that Netflix is bidding on Warner Brothers. I guess we also heard of Paramount trying to do a hostile takeover to bogart their way into it. I'm going to start with Q, man. What do you think of Netflix? Do you care? Netflix
You
take
know what?
control of Warner Brothers?
I just don't know what the consequences would be. So
Mm.
I'm not intelligent enough to speak on it because everybody seems like that. Well, Hollywood saying it's a bad idea. I'm assuming that's because they want to continue to make big budget movies for the big screen, and their concern is that everything is going to go. I mean, theater. It seems like theater companies should be the most worried about this. Am I right? For me, as long as I can still buy it or see it or consume it, I don't know if I should care. I'm sure there's got to be something negative, but I'm just not sure what it is for me.
All right. And
You I'm sorry. QStorm made a really good point. He said theater companies should be most worried about it. And to that effect, like the other studio, Disney, Universal, they should be, maybe Lionsgate, I don't know how big they are. They should be excited about this from this standpoint. If everybody's ringing the alarm that, oh, if Netflix gets WBD, they're not gonna put the movies in the theaters. If I'm Disney, if I'm Universal, if I'm Sony, I'm like, oh, cool. You mean we don't have to compete against Warner Brother movies coming out?
interesting.
Great. So I'm sure that that's not going to happen. But if I'm Disney, Sony, and Universal, I'm like, that's good for us. More money for us. But for me, I don't understand this notion. Okay, let me take that back. I get the notion that people fear that Netflix, we're a streaming content provider, so we don't care about the theaters. But at the same time, I'll put it into hood terms. If you were selling weed and you take over a territory that's selling crack, are you really gonna be like, yeah, fuck that crack, I'm gonna just stick with the weed? Or are you gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna sell that crack as well? Why the fuck would Netflix say? My point being, why the fuck would Netflix say, let me get rid of a stream of income? They're going to take over a business that is making money. I think they were the most profitable company this year, or at least this year or last year, most profitable studio company that put out Warner Brothers. As far as the films that they put out drew the most money. It would be corporate malpractice to say, yeah, but that ain't our shit. We just gonna shut that whole thing down and just not get that revenue. That makes no sense. Now, in the long term, that's probably where things may go. But everybody, the sky is falling. If Netflix gets this, it's going to be the end of theatrical films. It makes no sense for the entertainment industry to think of that when there are other ways to get your films into the theaters. And it makes no sense for them to think Netflix would do that when, last time I checked, all money is good money when it comes to the film industry. And but the point is that currently, right now, Netflix, and I hope I don't get too far in the weeds when I get to talking about this. Netflix is a publicly traded company. If there's one thing shareholders and potential investors care about, is how are you going to make more money the next quarter after quarter? How are you going to make more money year over year to get my return on my investments in buying your stock? Their sole revenue is, well, not sole, a large percent of their revenue is Netflix subscriptions. They might have licensing and other things, but you're trying to tell me very few licensing, but not at the level of licensing Lord of the Rings stuff, Game of Thrones, HBO subscriptions, all their ownership of the DC IPs that they can, between toys, t-shirts, animated shows, all of that. So now with this makes sense for Netflix, because now they can show those shareholders, hey, we have more than just subscription revenue. I mean, one of their other big things was advertising revenue. Again, I know I'm getting all in the weeds on this. Advertising revenue. Now they got advertising revenue that they can get from HBO Max, whatever they decide to do with it. And then on top of that, theatrical and licensing. So overall, Warner Brothers was for sale. I would much rather it be in the hands of Netflix than the Ellisons at Paramount. And my last thing I want to say is everybody is fear mongering Netflix buying Warner Brothers, and I'm like, but when Paramount wanted to take this, why the fuck did y'all not say any of that shit? I mean, David, I think Larry Ellison's boy is in some Hollywood elite with decades upon decades, nearly a century of roots within the film industry. Y'all didn't have a problem with that, but you got a problem with Netflix. But all that comes down to, I think it is, old money versus new money, old way of doing things versus the new technology that's a disruptor. And even more so, the fact that it's a tech disruptor that seems to be finding infinite ways of money to take over this industry.
But how does it affect us, the end users? That's what I want to know. Why should I be concerned? Should I be concerned? I'm trying to figure that out. The only reason I'd be concerned is if I think out of all of us here, I'm the one that still enjoys going to the movies. So is that the only reason I should be concerned?
You should be concerned with, your cost of streaming. You should also be concerned as someone who has a son in college. When he graduates looking for a job, he's going to have one less independent corporation to look for work. Now, ultimately, you probably want him to start his own business, but y'all can't do that straight out of college. So
that's Netflix's fault.
No, I'm Netflix, Paramount, all that. Yeah, but no, what I'm just saying is, when there are mergers and acquisitions, they find redundancies in jobs, and they get to saying people get laid off, and there are less jobs for people to compete for. And we both know Warner Brothers nationwide, you can find employment there. So that's definitely the. And then to your point, the movie going experience. I don't believe it's going to change that much because there are way too many purists within Hollywood that want the movie going experience, and there's way too much money to be made in putting films into theaters. But again, as we all see, things are evolving. We thought Vinyl is making a comeback. I shouldn't talk about that one, but
who's making a comeback?
Vinyl, that's making a comeback. Not at the level it once was.
As I say, when you may say making a comeback, what does that mean? It's a niche, still a niche, super niche product. That's not.
Yeah, but I mean, you look at the fact that the record store is becoming obsolete. The comic book stores becoming obsolete. So that's what you're looking at as far as with the movie theaters. You're probably going to have the big giant ones. The mom and pops might go away.
Go ahead, Kim.
I was going to say real quick, I am concerned if Paramount wins this bid because they have already gone on record. I can't think of it. What's his name? Ellison? Is that the guy?
David Ellison.
Okay. I've heard on that if Paramount wins it, because Paramount owns CBS, am I correct about that?
Yeah.
Okay. That they said they're going to make major overhauls at in news industry like CNN, which tells me it's going to become another arm of Fox News. So I don't want that to happen. So
unfortunately, this is the way I see things going. It's going to end up at Paramount. CNN is going to end up at Paramount. The way, from what I've read about this, what I've read about Netflix's bid was only for Warner Brothers Studios, HBO Max, Warner Brothers Television Studio, and all the IP. It wasn't for the networks. So
that seems smart to me. Like I don't.
What's going on? What's happened is earlier this year, Warner Brothers Discovery said they were going to split with the studios, HBO Max, the IP on one company, Warner, and then all the networks going on another company. With the sale to Netflix, it's supposed to be the split happens, and then the studio, HBO, gets sold to Netflix, and then the networks are separately. Paramount was like, nah, you ain't got to do that. Just sell it all to me. And so there's that thing. But in my opinion, if Netflix wins it and it gets spun off to the networks being separate, I see Paramount getting that, buying that whole thing.
So when you say networks, you're talking about the cable networks as well, not just the big
CNN, TBS, TNT, True TV. I forget what Turner Classic Movies. I forget.
Aside from ESPN, I would think to the next 30 years, dead brands. Nobody gives a fuck about. You mentioned CBS. I totally forgot that exists. Like, I have not watched CBS in probably 20 years. Like, and I assume
Yeah.
they're still putting material out, right? And
Yeah.
But
I
what
don't
they're
know
doing,
go ahead.
yeah, they still exist, but you can go on Peacock for NBC. You can go to Paramount for CBS. You can go to who's got
Right.
ABC? Who's ABC?
But those,
Disney, Hulu.
but Paramount, Peacock, those aren't even. No one gives a damn about those streaming services.
I don't know if that's
like
true,
that.
Mike. I
I'm
don't know
saying, like,
You
they're
know,
not
if
on
you
the
look at the
level of
subscriptions,
right? They're not on the level of Netflix or Disney.
Well,
They're not
no
even
one.
top of mind. I'm just saying,
No
like,
one.
those exist, but they're not power players yet. So when
I don't
I
know.
say all this to say, Netflix, and this is why I think that you're getting all this from. Netflix is the outlier company that was never supposed to be this big. You know, they were like Amazon to me. You know, people who don't remember, Amazon used to just sell books. It's hard to remember that, but they just sold books. That's what they were known for. They just used to just ship out DVDs. Now they're in a position where they're actually able to buy one of the traditional brands out there. And it must not be that big a deal for them to be able to pull that kind of money off and still operate and put out movies that they don't care about the box office results, right? Their money's not tied into that. And somehow they got more money than the people who do put those movies out. That should tell you everything you need to know right there. You know, that business is old compared to them. It's chump change. It's another IP to buy. And they're going to flip that and go buy some more stuff. And the fact that they're able to make a move like that since they first came out, that's probably shocking to most of those people in the industry. And just like the movie industry, here comes an outside player that takes the reins of their industry and dictates how it goes. It is a company like a Spotify, hate it or love it. Spotify and Apple then came in and took the music industry and said, no, this is how the music industry is going to go. And the reason why we can tell you that is because we have a direct line to the customers and you don't. In the same way with Netflix, Netflix has a direct line to our pocketbook every month where those companies don't. And they're making hand over fist from us every month, whether we like the movie or not. We're still paying, and we're not going to not pay. And it is so integrated into our psyche that we trust Netflix. Netflix and chill. You know, kids is growing up, can't wait to turn 18, 21, whatever the thing, so they can have their own Netflix account and spend their money for it. They didn't already ingrained the kids watching Netflix, the kids section, K-pop. You don't think the power of the K-pops and all that kids programming they've been pushing for the last 10 years, they already know in the next 20 years, we already got the next customer. We got them since they kids. And these brands don't have that kind of power. They just have the IPs, but their distribution is based off of somebody else. So now that distribution that was known for the movie, we're not going no more. Well, where are we at? Well, we over here on Netflix. And Netflix secretly done took all the money, and now they can buy that. Oh, that distribution model's old? Cool. Yeah, just buy this IP. We already got the data of what's going to happen 20 years from now. That business is over. It is what it is. We already seen that. We already know that we can see the figures. We can predict what's going to happen. We can guide toward what's going to happen. So to me, all of this, we'll look back at this 20 years from now and be like, remember it was a big story when Netflix, and some of us will remember, wow, here was people screaming doom and gloom. And we were like, yeah, that shit was over before that happened. Just like a movie, some of us can remember when Tower Records started closing. We thought the music these music groups was bigger than ever. And it's just a different game. To me, this is be the same thing. It's just new players. It's new money, like you said. The guard has changed. Whoever's in charge, they want their cut. They're going to get their cut. And the deal going to go through one way or the other. It's going to be big business as it always been. As it has always been, the transfer of things shift. This is just, we're seeing this now shift, the movie business. But, you know, it's going to be bigger than ever. Go ahead.
You know, to your point, when she was talking about how Netflix came up and now is buying these legacy media companies. They did it to themselves, and I tell you how. Netflix, their model was sending the DVDs, and then they went into streaming when that became available. And Disney, Universal, Paramount, Warner Brothers, not late to the party. They saw Netflix getting all that money, and they were like, "Wait a minute, they're making all that money off of streaming. They're streaming our content. We need to take our content off and start our own shit." So what did Netflix do? They started making their own shit to the point now they made enough money that, oh, remember y'all wanted to compete with us? Now we buying you. So be careful what the fuck you wish for. Ask Warner Brothers. And everybody keeps talking about all these different streaming things with HBO, Paramount, Peacock, whatnot. The only one that didn't get into it was Sony. They were like, shit, we'll sell it to anybody. We ain't gonna start our own. We make movies. Why are we gonna get into streaming stuff? And so far, they were the smart ones because Peacock is losing money, Paramount Plus is losing money, HBO Max is getting bought. Maybe you should just do what the fuck you do and let the other people do what they do.
And you heard the story that Netflix was low-key talking about buying Disney. That would have been a power move.
You think they had that money though?
Why don't they? Shit. You see how many people they got paying every month? And if you imagine, they must have figures to show what it's going to be like in 5 years, 10 years. What's the estimated price is going to be 5 or 10 years? They already know it's going to be $40 a month. But that's what it's supposed to be in 20 years, right? You paying that anyway. You paying HBO 20. You paying this other one 20. So if they just condense it, it's the same 20 you was going to pay anyway. So they're going to get them. They're going to get the subscribers regardless. You're going to pay one way or the other. You can go back to Comcast and pay all that money if you want, or you can come over here and pay it directly to them. But you will pay.
I want my thing.
Or you're going to watch ads.
My thing, the only reason why I did.
And either way, they're going to still get the money. They still win either way. It's probably more beneficial for them to give you the ads, actually, because then they get the money from the ad revenue. They're still going to get your monthly fee regardless.
Yeah.
And they can dumb down the stream and not have to show it to you in 4K, right? So it's less money overhead on them. They're winning either way.
I was just gonna say, I'm paying $10 a month for, is it Netflix and HBO?
Yeah.
And I can't I'm watching Curb Your Enthusiasm, got to sit through commercials, but shit. Until my son graduates, that's the way it's gonna be.
There you go.
Wait. I'm sorry.
That's how we grew up watching TV was with commercials. So they probably know psychologically you can and will go back to that. And they'll just say, we'll give it to you damn near free. Just give me the $5 a month, which is gonna be the main difference from how we used to watch TV. We didn't have to pay shit back then.
That's another element. I get that deal through T-Mobile, and I got another deal through Verizon. It's actually Verizon I do that with T-Mobile.
Right. And I would imagine T-Mobile and Verizon's paying the other half. You ain't paying. I'm just saying they're still gonna get the money regardless. They still win. It's subsidized by those other companies, but they still get that paper. That's how they got more money than the studio.
It's just really interesting to see how Netflix was a competitor to Blockbuster, had an opportunity to buy it, and they didn't. Blockbuster's gone. Netflix is just powerhouse. And then all these studios that were working with Netflix, they decided, nah, we don't want to mess with you. We want to get our own. And now you can turn them into your competitor.
Yeah.
Should have just gave me shit. Should have just gave me shit.
Something that you said, Mike. I'm gonna use an analogy. Like I'm a firearms instructor, right? And sometimes I have to do a hustle to be able to take students that come to my classroom, and then I got to take them out to the range so they can shoot and get their permit for New Jersey or Delaware or what's the other state I do? I can't remember. Utah. So I got to take them to a range that's owned by somebody that has that control over me. And I always think, man, I wish I had the capital to start my own damn range. So I think, was that you Ant Pooh was saying that. So that makes sense to me that they would these infrastructures would try to have their own ecosystem where they don't have to rely on anybody else. We've talked about this many times before, so I don't blame them for trying to get into the streaming, even though and they produce the content as well. Because using the example that I use myself as a firearms instructor, I hate having to rely on somebody else's range, and then they get racist one day. No, you can't bring your students here. Then I'm out of business.
I'm gonna go ahead and hit you with the red. That's different. You see, in the sense of this, though Warner, Universal, Disney, Paramount, Sony, they were making money off of licensing their content to Netflix on their streaming. They saw the money that Netflix was making and was like, shit, we need to get some of that. That they got greedy. I think there's a difference between you having your own and them saying, well, fuck, why are we licensing? We can get all the money.
Well, maybe what happened when Netflix says, okay, Netflix gets more power, and they said, we was paying you, I don't know, I'm just throwing numbers. We was paying you $10 for this every month for you to give us your content. We only gonna pay you $5 now. We want to pay you $3 now because you got no other outlet. Just like our musical artists with Spotify getting 5 cents per hit or whatever it is.
Okay, one thing you didn't account for that was that at the time they were still producing DVDs and Blu-rays. So if Netflix says, okay, we only want to give you 5, they could be like, all right, fuck you. We just put the DVDs out. Netflix, at that time, Netflix needed them more than they needed Netflix. And those studios got greedy and wanted that streaming money.
Yeah, I think to me, aside from Disney, I don't anybody of note that pulled their content. I mean, Warner Brothers movies still run on Netflix.
No, all of them pulled it. All of them pulled it.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they
Warner
did.
Brothers,
Sony was
are still on Netflix.
Okay, and I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to explain to you. Sony was the only one that did it. Warner Brothers pulled it so they could start their HBO Max, and then they merged with Discovery, became Warner Brothers Discovery, and they started looking at the books, and they were like, "Shit, hey Netflix, you want our stuff back?" And that's when they started putting stuff back to Netflix.
Pulled the movies because you just said they didn't.
They had contracts. They had once the contracts were up, they didn't renew and took their content back.
So you're saying that at some point, only movies that were on Netflix or Netflix made movies? I don't think that was true.
No, I'm saying the contracts that they had with Disney, Warner Brothers, Paramount, Universal, when the contracts was up, they pulled their content so they can start their own streaming services. Right, Warner Brothers ended up coming back.
So are you saying it was only Warner Brothers movies that were on Netflix and then Netflix made content? I'm just asking.
They started. I have to look at the timeline, but I want to say 2012, 2013, Netflix started making their own content. And then
I didn't ask you that. Okay. I'm saying the content that's on Netflix at that time, are you saying it was only Warner Brothers movies, TV shows, and the trickling of little things that Netflix made? Is that what you're saying?
All of the content that was on Netflix.
I don't remember that, but maybe it was.
Yeah, it was because that's when they started making their own content. All of the content that was on Netflix was from the studios and they got from around the world. And then they said, you know what, maybe we should start making our own first run stuff. And then
I'm not saying that. I'm saying when they pulled it all, there was a time when there was nothing else on Netflix that you could watch, but Warner Brothers and Netflix made content. Because that's what I keep saying.
Warner Brothers, Disney, all of this stuff, they had a licensing agreement with Netflix. Right. All of that stuff is on there. And then they decided they were going to create their own streaming. So when the contract was up to license the content on Netflix, they didn't renew it and they had to pull it off there. Because remember this, when remember the Marvel shows, the Defenders shows, they were on there.
Right.
And when Disney said they were going to do Disney Plus, Netflix was like taking that shit off.
Right, but I'm just asking you. You're right. I remember this. Yeah. But what else was left to watch on there? I guess that's what I keep asking. Are you saying that it was only just Netflix content, or were there still
I
other
seem like
people?
I
There was
remember.
Sony and Columbia, because remember Sony didn't
Okay.
start their own streaming, so Sony and Columbia picture stuff was on there, Lionsgate
Gotcha.
stuff was on there, Netflix stuff, and then you got to remember content that they had from around the world that they put up on there.
Okay.
Because like
That-
Money Heist and Peaky Blinders, the BBC stuff and things like that was on there.
That's it. I do remember there was that period of time where Netflix came into their own with their own shit, and was that around like when Bird Box came out around that time?
That was around 2020, I think. But
Oh,
this was
okay.
like, let me see what year. House of Cards,
So the remarkable thing is, even
2013. That's when
the
Netflix started
scenario-
making their own content.
with the scenario you described, I guess the remarkable part of it is that the subscriber counts double and triple during these periods, right?
Crazy.
So on one hand, you'd even question why they'd even buy any other content at all if they already have it all. But I guess that's what makes them a leader in this game, is with their own content, they outshine everybody else.
I could see why they would. Well, I could see it for two reasons. One, there's a huge fucking catalog that Warner Brothers has. Adding that to your service increases the value of what you got. Two, you got those IPs that you can now create new television shows, new films that's going on your streaming. So it makes sense. It absolutely makes sense. It's like why let, and then here's the other thing is when you see the Ellisons, they out of nowhere with Skydance, they became a huge player in Hollywood, that they bought fucking Paramount, which is still crazy to me until you remember that his daddy is one of the richest men in the world. And now they're going after Warner Brothers. Do you really, what's the phrase? Do you really want that one man to have all that power?
They got it anyway.
Yes.
We ain't gonna have the power regardless.
No, I'm just talking about if you're Netflix, you're like, why are we gonna let them take that when we can
Right.
have that shit?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I guess we're gonna see what happens. Yeah, like I said, I'm not mad at either way. If any, I don't know if it's the Netflix thing or if it's just gonna happen in general. But whenever we can get the movies closer to where we can have a choice to, if I want to go to the movies, cool. But if I want to just watch it at home the day it comes out, that should be an option too. That's the only thing I really pushing for. Other than that, I don't know if it's gonna make the movies any different, the quality.
You know,
or anything, but
this is off, not really off topic, but I've noticed ever since all the struggle between the movie theaters and watching the shit at home early, I've noticed that audiences, at least where I go, they started acting like they got home training in theaters lately. I don't know if this has anything to do with it or not, but people actually shut the fuck up during the movies now. I've noticed that.
that's good. I haven't been enough.
Well,
to notice.
Here's my question: has your theater changed? Because for the most part, I go to what we call Cinepolis, which is a luxury theater experience with these leather reclining seats. They take your orders and bring your food. I'm just because
Okay.
you just got different. You know?
Yeah, I don't
but when
like
I go,
How much does that cost? Because I know the regular movies is grip. So.
what the ticket is $17. The food, there's nothing under 12.
And the food
And they
ain't
give
good.
you the food's good. They give you
Is it?
burgers, they give you wings and fries, they give you this huge plate of nachos with your choice of chicken or beef. They got lobster rolls, they got Philly cheese.
Sound like
Yes.
a restaurant or something.
Hold up. They got wine and cocktails. Which to me, I'm like, should we be doing that? But yeah, they got it.
Yeah. I think that's a cool. They do have that here. I've never been. I think that's a cool concept. I personally would not want to go to see a movie like that for a date or something. I think that would be dope. But just a general movie, that would be too much for me. Like, I don't want all
But
that.
I'm
Hear
just
all that
saying,
shit while I'm watching a movie.
when Galactus is about to eat Earth, I don't want some motherfucker saying, "Here, your burger." Getting, I'm gonna hurt somebody.
Right.
I'm gonna hurt
Yeah,
somebody.
I actually don't even want to smell all of that shit either.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, no, I'm just saying it's not
You want
a
us to
movie
get off your lawn,
experience for
too?
me. It's a restaurant experience for me. I can appreciate it, but it's just too extra as a regular movie. Like I wouldn't just want to go see a random movie and have to deal with all that.
I
You know what I
wouldn't. I want to. look, get your food before you sit your ass down. I don't want because there's a theater up near me. I think it's going out of business. It seems like it's always quiet when I stop out there. But they, first of all, the food's not there. They sell sushi in this restaurant, in this theater. I'm like, who's eating sushi in the theater? But the people walk, they come by you, and you gotta, you can't see the shit, and I'm like, no, that makes it work.
Well, the way this theater is like one, is the spacing to walk by is so far, like you're not moving over people, and it's
a specialty thing, yeah.
And then the way that they have it tiered, like if somebody's standing up in front of somebody's standing up in the row ahead of you, they're not blocking your
okay, so that's a good idea. That works. The theater I am, imagine a regular theater, and some John walks in there talking about here's your. But now the thing is, if they do it that way, does that limit the number of tickets they can sell in the theater because it's so spaced out?
Of course. Remember two things: you're paying anywhere from $15 to $25 for that seat, and then you're paying anywhere from $10 to $15, $10 to $20 for your food. So they've done the math.
It's a niche thing. It's not something. I mean,
no,
something like that is not going to save the movie industry. But there is an audience that will go see something specialty like that.
They get me. It's right. It's like a 5 to 10 minute drive from me, and most of the time it's either just me or me and my daughter. So I'm like, all right, I get her pizza. I found out they have an $8 kids pizza. I'm like, okay, cool, that's what you get. Mm-hmm. And she's like, I want a lemonade, Daddy. No, you getting water. I bought some Crystal Light.
Get them child some so they don't grow up thinking it's cheap.
Bruh, the drink is $11.
So they know when they dealing with their man when they dating that they don't let him do that shit you was doing. No, my daddy bought me the large. You gonna go get me? Bitch, I give you some water. Well, wait a minute.
You're not gonna say, Mike.
Now, see,
Mike,
come on now.
You ain't gonna shame me. You ain't gonna shame me. Nope. You get him water.
I just took my daughter to the movies, and man, I had to go all out. They got pizza? Yo, get the pizza, and then give me the popcorn. What you want, baby? You want some? Get them the candy.
When I go to AMC,
spending $100 and something goddamn dollars.
When I go to AMC, she get hooked up like that. We go to Cinépolis. Look here, baby. You getting a premium pizza with some water, and we stop at Dollar Tree. Load up on $5. I get the M&Ms.
I'm not mad. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad.
I'm not mad at it, but I don't want our young babies to think I don't want them to accept that. I want them to get the finest. I want them to know that young man got to spend some money on it. Because that's how my daddy, he didn't give me no can. He didn't go in the 7-Eleven and grab a 40 and say, here, drink this. And
grab a 40 out of 7-Eleven too.
Wow.
No, I'm not mad at that.
Mike, you ain't shit.
I know.
I am not paying $5 for a small box of M&M peanuts. Fuck out of here.
I ain't either. I'm not either. Let me be clear.
Yes, this is $5. And not at Cinépolis, at AMC.
Let me ask you Cinemark. Do y'all have Regal theaters on the West Coast?
They're trash.
Yeah.
Are they? I mean, this one's starting to get to that point, but I got my Regal Unlimited. When you walk to get to the popcorn, it's like you in fucking GameStop or Toys R Us. Now they got T-shirts.
Yeah.
They got toys. They got and the
AMC
toys,
like that
except
too.
for my Fantastic Four shit. The toys are usually bullshit.
They got to do what they got to do. That's where they get their money from.
But no one's buying. I don't see anyone buying it.
Yeah.
And yet them shelves stay stocked. Where's it going?
Yeah, well, I think there's probably people that do sort of buy it. I think they're just keeping it stocked up. But yeah, theaters got to try what they got to try. I'm not mad at that.
I expect next year when Mandalorian and Grogu come out, they're gonna have get all that Fantastic Four shit off. Get Baby Yoda. That's what we putting everywhere in this joint.
I think they missed the mark on that. That was a couple years ago. That would have been a gangbuster. But I'm
surprised they didn't. Nothing. Why were they selling the Fantastic Four car? Seemed like they should have sold Galactus and Herbie. Feel like they missed the mark on selling Herbie.
I wouldn't even associate him with them, but I see what you're saying.
He was in the movie and the cartoon. If you grew up with X-Men, you grew up with
Oh,
Fantastic Four and Herbie.
I kind of remember that.
Wow. Okay. Let me stop.
All
Let's
right.
move.
All right, let's shift gears off of this. Diddy, the Diddy documentary on Netflix.
R. Kelly
No,
version 2.
wow. Okay. Um, One, I thought it was a good documentary. I thought they took a lot, most of the stuff we've heard about, or at least has been out there over the years, and just sort of condensed it all into one place. There was still a lot that seemed to have left out, but I thought it was good. Just again, it was a good refresher. It was interesting to see the footage of Diddy himself that he filmed in this. Uh, that's crazy to see. But here, I'll keep mine
Hubris,
short.
isn't that what they
I'll
say?
say this:
Hubris.
the thing that interesting to me about this whole thing, though, is that another artist, musician, if you want to say, or another iconic artist in this world, is at the point where they're making documentaries about other artists, and they're about it's almost everything but the music. It's about the shit that this other artist. I don't know if we've ever seen something like that before, and certainly not a black artist that would have the pull and the power to do something like that, and to be in conjunction with, one of the biggest corporations in the world, Netflix, to actually put that out. I think that's unprecedented to me. I'm like, wow, hip hop and came a long way, because you would have never seen Prince or Michael been in a position of, I don't even think they would have wasted their own personal time to make something like that, but let alone if some big company would even have greenlit that shit to put it out. One, because I just felt like back then, these people made so much money for their people who really owned them, they would have never allowed this to come out. But it just goes to show, you can really see how far Puffy must have fallen out of the good graces of the real moneymakers, that they would even cut their ties with him and allow him to be used in this fashion. And I also think it's rather telling and interesting that if a 50 Cent can use this thing to push a narrative and use his power and money to do it, and he's doing it in your face, you can really only imagine the people who are way bigger than him, how they must do the same thing with documentaries and other things, news stories for that matter, to push certain narratives to the populace, and using their money and their connections in the industry to do that. Even Puffy talks about doing that in his footage of getting his lawyers and teams to push a narrative that he wants to spin it in the public. And to me, this whole documentary is the exact same thing. And I think that is something we should be paying attention to, because what other things have they been doing this type of maneuvering with? We just didn't necessarily know it. They never stood out front and said they were doing it, which is odd that 50 Cent is standing in front telling you, letting you know, I'm not really doing this because I care about these victims. I don't like that nigga. We got beef. And I'm using all of my resources, to go in and destroy this situation, or at least make you think something else. To me, that's the fascinating part. I'm not excusing anything he did, but it is interesting, because there must be other things that are being done the same way. That's my take on it.
So did you hear how 50 Cent got the footage?
I did.
And
now it has come out that the person who really was the guy contracted to shoot that footage, he has come forward and said, actually, it was a guy I had hired to help me on a couple of days I couldn't make it. That's his footage, and it's really I was not supposed to have been sold to anybody. That was mine. So
I didn't hear that, but I heard that.
Yeah, that just came out.
That Diddy did not, which doesn't surprise me, refuse to pay. I heard because he hired like a filmmaker or somebody like at my level.
Yeah, that guy has come forward and kind of say that's not true.
Well, what I heard was that Diddy didn't like the fact that the bills were increasing. He sent him an invoice. He didn't like the size of it, so he said, we're not paying him. So the cameraman said, "I'm gonna get my money somehow," and sold it to 50. That's what I
Right.
heard.
I guess it would be like if you were that guy that got hired, but then you hired Bill West to shoot a day for you,
Right.
and
That
Bill
happens all
and
the time.
Bill and Bill took your footage and sold it to 50.
As long as Bill gave me my cut, I don't care.
But he didn't. That's what I'm saying.
Well, that's
He'd be like if. So
well,
how they got the footage.
that's internecine right there. That's man to man trying to do business. But I'm just saying, Puffy fucked up being on his Trump, not paying his bills. So he was hoisted by his own petard, as they say.
What was it? We don't know if he didn't pay the original guy or not. That's what the point was.
Who, Puffy?
Right.
He didn't pay that. Come on, man. He didn't pay nobody. I got no
We
question in
don't
my
know
mind.
that.
I have no question in my mind.
You don't have to have a question, but you just don't know for a fact. That's my point.
No, I don't know for a fact, but I have no question that it's true. Just like Bill Maher says, I don't know for a fact,
Right.
but I know it's true.
That don't make any sense, but I understand what Bill Maher's saying to you. But what is your thought on this documentary?
My thoughts?
Yes, sir.
I thought it was pretty well done. From what I remember, I feel like they left a lot of things out. But it painted. I do like. I'm not going to repeat it because y'all accuse me of trying to drop names. But I worked with him twice. He was an asshole twice. I have no. But as much as I knew he was an asshole, an egotistical asshole, I had no idea. Like when the part that really got me was when I forgot one of the people said, was it Kirk Burrows or Mark Curry? One of them two. He saw Diddy put his hands on his mom and call her a bitch. And I'm like, if that's true, all bets are off the table. Anybody that could do that, no, they're not paying their bills. That's why I have no question in my mind. He didn't pay anybody. And it made, I remember that whole that thing that happened at the gymnasium or wherever it was when they had the concert where people got trampled. I remember that. And I remember him being up there. I'm like, okay, I remember thinking back, okay, he was just trying to be a good guy, this and that. He was just trying to promote something in the neighborhood. Fuck that dude. Yeah. What I liked about the documentary, it showed how he, just like Trump, was always getting out of shit, even though he was starting shit. And I don't mean to be, listen, fuck him. That's he tried to start a fight with my man during one of his fashion shows. He didn't start a fight with me, but he tried to order me around on a shoot.
You didn't get touched, did you?
Huh? No, I didn't get no baby oil. I didn't get the baby oil.
Like, that was a lot.
No.
How did you know, Mike? I was like, whoa, my bad.
I gotta tell you, I'm going to hell for this too. But there was this one producer. He looked like a Care Bear. The dude with the short dreadlocks.
Little Rod. Don't pick on my man. Listen. Dudes get in touch too, man. Men get abused too. Come on now.
That's my point. Remember, you act like you. I was telling you on the Discord chat. You would act like you didn't. I don't remember him saying that. I'm like, yeah, he kind of hinted at him, and Kirk Burrows hinted at it, that they were abused by Diddy.
Oh, right. Is that what you mean?
Yeah. So I'm like, and I knew when I saw Kirk Burrows, I'm like, wait a minute, because I'm looking at the image of this guy in the interview. I'm saying this guy helped start Bad Boy. Some ain't right with this picture because this brother, like, he's seen hard times, and then he made it very clear. Yes, he's seen. And the other guy, was it Mark Curry? It was like he started crying, and he's like, "Bitch ass sucker." What did he call him?
Mark Curry. I don't know if you guys remember when we used to talk about Puffy throughout the shows during the years, and I would say, "Man, I read this book about Puffy. I'm telling you, he's way darker than you want to think about." And it was Mark Curry's book. That book came out years ago, and people all tried to play him off. But I read that shit, and I was like, yo, if even a little bit of this is true, Puffy is way different than we think he is. He's way darker than Suge. Now you're seeing, now it's all like that.
I still don't think he was capable of shooting someone, but they had that scene where they took somebody into a bathroom and shot him.
Yeah, I don't believe that, but
well, that's what Little Rod said. Well, he said he heard a gunshot while he was producing the album.
There was other people that was there in Camp Forward said they definitely got shot outside that studio. They said Little Rod brought him back in there, but there was more than one little ride there too. But I wasn't there, so I don't know for a fact. But yeah, I'll let you finish. Go ahead.
No, I'm glad all this stuff came to light, and just like Cosby, just like Michael, just like who else, and a number of people. I'm like, damn,
Michael who Tyson?
Jackson.
Yeah, I noticed you had to name all the black men, huh?
Jackson innocent, so I don't know but go ahead.
He's not innocent.
50.
He's not innocent and letting kids
Fifth. There's nothing. That's not a law. There's nothing wrong with that.
So you would let someone sleep in your bed? Come on, man. Stop.
As a parent, no. But their parents did. So that's not against the law.
But it's still trifling and stupid, and it fucked up his legacy. That's my point.
Absolutely, but it's not illegal.
It's not the issue. I never said illegality had anything to do with it.
I don't know why it's just like Michael. But anyway, I'm caping from Mike. Go ahead, 50. Keep going.
Well, by that paradigm, having freak offs with baby oil is not illegal unless you transport women across state lines.
And that's what they got
for it.
I know, but I'm saying,
right.
Even if he didn't get he got
consenting adults.
I'm saying the Diddy parties outside of the transportation is not illegal either. But
right, no issue with that.
It's fucked up.
That's what those people wanted to do.
It's still fucked up.
Wait, how
is it messed up if they want to do that? If people want to have sex with each other, how is that messed up?
And taking cocaine and going for 3 days and hiring some muscle.
If that's what they want to do and they're adults, how is that messed up?
I think it's
being forced into it.
I mean, they have a right to do it, but people have the right to call me the N-word, but they're gonna get clocked, and it's immoral.
I don't.
People have the right to do that. It's not illegal to do that. I don't know.
Right. You're right. You're right.
I don't know. I don't know what I'm having to explain here.
I don't either. That's why I was. You're right.
Do you think the oil parties were a good thing, whether they agreed to it or not?
Oil parties.
The Diddy party. Do you think they were a good thing, whether the people consented or not?
As framed, no, because illegality and crimes are being committed. So no,
I would say if there was no crime.
Hold on. Not at the parties they weren't. Were they? How were they? I thought he the only thing he was found to be illegal doing was taking Cassie or any of his women across for prostitution, right?
Which is illegal and a crime, right?
Right, but I'm saying those parties had nothing to do with prostitution, did they?
Weren't they the people that was participating trafficked there to do them?
That I never heard that they. I don't know.
Okay, but stop talking. Just stop talking.
I thought that the parties were all consensual, and
they weren't. That's why they got him. They weren't.
Well, I think they were consensual, but it's just like it's being consensual. Like, hey, I want to come over and smoke some crack with you. I choose to do that, but bringing the crack here is illegal. You can't have crack. So I guess that's, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. You're bringing prostitutes to Los Angeles, Vegas, Miami, across state lines is illegal to do the freak off. Freak off, cool. Bringing the prostitutes.
If they want to have a freak off in New York, and what was that dude's name? Predator or some Penetrator 2000, whatever that brother's name was. If he lives in New York,
I don't know.
I know, I got it. And if that brother lives in New York and Cassie calls him on the phone and says, hey, you want to come over tonight and freak off, it's not illegal because he's in the state, right? So that's why they didn't get charged for it. Now he's suing Cassie because he felt he's saying that she gave him STDs and she also aborted his baby without his request.
Wait,
that's a civil lawsuit. You can sue for anything. So I guess in the
the
same way that she sued Diddy, I guess he's like, fuck it, I'll sue you. You got money now, and you're the one that hired me, so I'll sue you. And again, I don't know who knows if he wins, but
he went there 3 or 4 times. He's trying to sue because she aborted his
because
child?
He's saying one of the things he said because she got pregnant and he wanted to keep the baby and she didn't. He felt like he didn't get any say in it.
He wanted pity.
Again, I'm not saying that's just right, but that's what he's saying.
Here's what I'm saying. He fucked her like 3 or 4 times, got paid for it, but now he would have wished that Cassie would have kept
right.
P. Diddy's girlfriend would have kept his baby. That's what he's saying.
Exactly.
Right. Okay. he sounded like just a fool too.
Well, you would have to be a fool to be in these situations, Q. So that's given. They're all fools. You said that, right? But
I wonder
again,
how
you
much
can't
he
make
paid.
you can't make
how much-
logic from this situation. There's no logic.
I'm curious how much
involved.
Diddy paid him to fuck Cassie though.
I think he says it.
I'm curious why you curious about that.
Well, that's another question. I ain't gonna go there. He's trying to see what the ratings are. I don't know if you caught earlier. He insinuated he might do a OnlyFans. So my brother trying to get his bag.
I'm not really interested in that, but thank you.
Oh no, you said you're gonna sign up for OnlyFans. My bad. See how the narrative switch and you flip it. And
Stacey Dash, bruh. Stacey Dash.
I know there you go.
Oh Lord,
That makes more sense.
I mean, it's better than getting paid to be paid to dig a ditch.
I don't know about that.
Man, hey, brother.
I mean,
If you
always work.
If you were
work.
single and childless, I would be there with you, but you're not.
now if I saw the contract that said collect my semen, let's talk about that clause right there.
That's where I'm out. Y'all go ahead.
What's this, y'all?
Did you watch the doc? I mean, I'm saying he knew that they were doing that, and he kept going back. He said, like at the fifth
You're
time,
right.
at the fifth time, why y'all collecting my cum? Why? I would ask that the first time. That's just me, though. That's me. That's how
I know it is just trust me. Q said he asked the first time off. You collecting cum? That's you.
You would. If Sanaa Lathan asked Michael Dean, I'm sure.
No, that's you said that's you. Stand on that.
He's like, leave me out of this. Nah, that wasn't Michael Dean.
Yeah, that was you, brother. Somebody clip that for me.
I'm just saying, my point is,
you're gonna be somewhere like, why am I in this?
That would be a deal breaker the first time, not the fifth time.
Wow, doubling down. Okay.
It would have gone down if I seen that.
Wow.
Yeah, we didn't need that. We did not. John Cena's having his last match today.
Oh, I didn't see that coming. My bad, man. That was
Boss.
Hilarious.
There you go. But he did 5 times.
Wow. Triple down.
I guess my point is that's why he sounds like a clown as well.
God, man, you're
Plain and simple. If I could play devil's advocate, I do not know what that man's bank account is looking like. So this might be what did they say? What did they say? Hey, you got one last. Damn, I don't want to say that because fuck it. I'm gonna say you got one last lick to pull. So that's what he's trying to go get.
Yeah, I mean, I understand the hustle. I mean, shit. He see Cassie got a bag off of it. He was like, well, shit, I'm the one that was getting hired. So let me get, even if I don't know what he's suing for, maybe 30 million. Maybe he gets
he looking for that goal
$1 million or $500,000. Still,
you got $5 in the bank.
Yeah, I'm gonna get something.
I be in court talking about the trauma I experienced too.
Yeah, so I'd have the book ready to go.
You know, I had to go to the clinic.
Tasha K interview on deck for my little 10K or Vlad. I'd be at Vlad's door the next day.
I'd be coming there. I've talked to my doctor. He's disclosed in the HIPAA.
Exactly.
Here's all my post appointment right up. Here's the herpes. Here's the
there you go.
Here's the
all
committee.
The receipts. Yeah, all the receipts.
So he was fucking her without. He was doing it wrong.
Yeah, man. They was on some other stuff. They was on some other stuff. Well, obviously they're all idiots, right?
Mike, I'm gonna use the government name, Michael Jones. Clearly, anyone who is doing this probably didn't have the education to do something differently. So them doing it without a condom is the least of their problems.
You know, the thing is and I'm with Q though, but the thing about it is this is Cassie, Puffy, and whoever else is involved, right? There were other dudes too who came forward and they all talk about, you know, doing trains and but you know, from her perspective, when she talks about it, the pain, the diseases, all of the warts and all of that, and just the degradation, I can't imagine subjecting yourself to that level of it. I mean, you know, from her perspective, because she's the only one that really came and did the lawsuit so far. But when you start to hear from the other people's perspective that were involved in it too, it's just like, man, all of them were on some other shit. But from the outsider's perspective, these are stars to us. Like, they're super rich, and you wouldn't think Diddy would be involved in something like that. You wouldn't think Cassie was getting it used like that, you know, let alone it being filmed, and just all the medical stuff that she said was going on with her. And it's just, and then all, you know, we laugh about it, but what Q was talking about, the semen and rubbing it on people and all this kind of shit. We didn't think those people would be involved in, you know, you think I'm going to get in the music business or I'm going to get in entertainment. You wouldn't think it was going to be like that. And she's a poster child for, she was a young girl when he first met her. He pulled her from Ryan Leslie. And I know she didn't think it was going to turn out like this. She thought she was going to do her records, and she became, you know, she was turned out by the game. And she ain't the only one, but I don't know if we've ever seen it in our generation blasted this so much in the open. But I mean, all of them are, it's just a deviant, twisted world, man. Like, behind the scenes of what's going on with that, you can only imagine what they're not saying, right? And you can't, and of course, Puffy ain't the only one. We're not a fool to think that he's the only one doing this kind of stuff. He just got caught. But we're not gonna sit here and say ain't nobody else right now doing all this same type of shit.
Listen, if they can do this shit at Nickelodeon, nobody should be surprised at all that this is happening. Also,
that's another thing. Yeah,
I mean, we were hearing about child stars getting turned out. I mean, shit, different strokes. Right. What's your boy's name? Todd Bridges, is that his name? You know,
I hate to take it all the way back, but you got to look at the Roman Polanski thing, you know?
Oh, right.
The mother bringing her 13-year-old daughter to get whatever Polanski was doing with her.
And they still caping for him. Rodney, was it? Roddy, was it? You know what I'm talking about, cute white Woody Allen, excuse me. I said Rodney.
He said Rodney.
Yeah, I don't pay attention to
Woody Allen hasn't been proven guilty, though.
Of course, just because, again, like you said, I'm gonna use your logic. It ain't the fact, but I know in my heart that's some bullshit.
Well, I would say Woody Allen.
Nah, y'all can cape after that, but I'm just saying.
But Woody Allen,
you know, it's funny style.
I think
you like his movies.
I love his movies, but I think it is weird. I think it is not a good look that he married his stepdaughter, who was like.
It's not illegal though, right?
It's not illegal. But like I was to my point, is it moral? I don't think that's a good look. No. Yeah, so I'm being consistent.
But again, the same sort of cape pass that he obviously gets, this is the same thing that Puffy got for many years. I just think to the point, once that Cassie tape came out, no rational person can cape anymore. And I don't care how much you like his music or if you work for him, you be looking crazy if you try to cape after that tape came out.
Well,
that's to me what saves a lot of these other people. Until the hardcore footage don't come out, there's always going to be somebody that's going to cape for it.
Listen, there are people still caping. There's still people caping for R. Kelly after a tape came out. He pissing on a young girl. I never saw the tape, but anything's possible.
Right, but I'm talking about people in the industry, the people that be involved. They can't keep no more. They have to be silent.
Oh, no. I've seen some.
Who reputable can come out and support
R. Kelly? Why you have to say reputable? God damn it.
Well, that's the point. There's always coons and fools, but
I mean, I want to say, I think I want to say it was Usher or someone else that was talking about, as it's probably something separate, where they were talking about, you know, as a musician, as a producer, he's the greatest of all time. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, what? Why do you need to give that man his flowers? Now, I understand that that's completely separate than what you're saying.
But people separate art from the thing. We have that conversation all the time. That's why.
That's just crazy to me. It's like, and because I'm in this on Facebook. It's called Beats. Damn, I can't think of it. And beats, rhymes, and lounge. And it's just crazy to see not just men who, I expect there's some dirty ass, dusty, I'm gonna say it, niggas that will, oh, those women wanted it. Oh, the parents brought those girls there. Oh, I'm still listening to R. Kelly. And I'm just looking like, why are you getting on the internet with your whole ass picture caping for this man? But then to see, and I'm sorry, women, if you get offended by this, I'm just gonna go and say it. But then to see women defending him and say, I'm still listening to R. Kelly. Oh, those little girls, they were probably fast. And I'm just looking like, wow, I just don't understand that, and that's not a black or white thing, because there are trash ass white people that would defend Harvey Weinstein and defending Trump even. But it's just really heartbreaking to see what I would assume to be adults, mature adults in their 30s and their 40s, find a way to justify their fandom, find a way to excuse that abuse and that criminality.
These are the same women that go on a show where you pop a balloon to find love. So it doesn't surprise me at all.
Okay, first of all, I will not take any pop the balloon slander.
Here we go.
Are they the same women? I didn't know that.
Arlette is a national treasure. No.
Who?
What did you just say?
The host, that fine ass host, Arlette on Pop the Balloon. You
Okay.
ever watched?
I mean,
No,
I've seen clips. I didn't know it was the same person.
I've seen them on Discord. What are you talking about?
Yeah. We will not disrespect Arlette.
But I mean, in terms of, we're talking about caping and stuff. But I can say this, and I'll say this about R. Kelly. I don't support anything he did, but I also can sit here and say, yeah, he was super talented in doing music. That doesn't mean I support what he does, but I can acknowledge that, man, dude was gifted with music. It's a shame that it's thrown away by his personal actions. And I think I had this conversation this morning on the What Did Prince Do podcast. And we were talking about the Eddie Murphy documentary, which is another good one as well. But I was saying on that one, I was like, I liked it, but it was from Eddie's perspective. It would have been interesting to see somebody that's not in his camp, and not somebody that's trying to slander him either, but to show everything. Because I know one of the things they didn't show in that documentary, and I thought maybe they was going to clear it up, was when he got pulled over for picking up the trans person, I think, back in the days in Hollywood. That was a big story when I was a kid. And I don't know if I ever really heard what that was all about. And I thought, I was thinking, oh, well, now that we're in a different time, I wonder if he can say on that. And it doesn't mean that he was in some relationship, but they just don't even cover that, which I can understand too.
Yeah.
So I just saying, I don't want there to be an R. Kelly documentary 30 years from now where they only just deal with his music and they don't talk about the dark shit that he was doing, right?
In my opinion, I don't see how there's ever going to be a documentary on R. Kelly that only deals with his music, in my opinion. Because,
well, I mean, the same way
that's not going to get the views.
There's rocker documentaries from in the 80s that never dealt with how some of them dudes was sleeping with younger girls back in the day. I don't know if the early Elvis or Chuck Berry docs and circle jerk programs we watched, they never talked about those types of things. They just dealt with their
absolutely,
musical.
yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. I can see them trying to do that years from now because it may be in somebody's financial interest to pump up that music because they're getting paid.
No, good point.
And not talk about and I say this in a great example because I Believe I Can Fly. That song, most people, a lot of kids, one, don't even know who R. Kelly is, but you will find kids singing that. My daughter will sing that song sometimes because he has heard it in other things in pop culture, and they don't know the history of the person who wrote it. So it's not too far off to think that 30 years from now, that song becomes even ambiguous with some other shit, and they don't know that really the guy who wrote it was a molester. That song might be in the kids. The ironic part is it could be used in the kids' programming, and they don't even realize what the person who wrote it was really about. So that's what I'm trying to say. Like, can't hide some of this stuff. But anyway, Yeah, the Diddy documentary. I don't know, did you speak on it, Ant?
I haven't got a chance to see it.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Part of me is suffering from Diddy fatigue. Don't go there, Q. Where I, I'd rather hear tertiary than actually watch it myself. I don't know. Maybe again, I have a daughter that's about to go into that teenage years and everything that comes with it, where I don't want to think about you know the way that she could be manipulated or abused or whatnot. So I don't know. That's just something
Well,
that I
it's
really
it's
don't want
bigger
to.
than him abuse. I mean, the abuse to Cassie is a big thing, but it's not all about that. He's doing all this other stuff, in my opinion, that's just as dangerous. Aside from that, we want to shift the conversation if you got the little ones about to come on.
She just get it. Say hi.
Hilarious.
Go ahead and do 6-7. Go ahead, do 6-7.
Lord.
Okay, where they go?
Hi.
They said hello. They said hello. Okay, that's Gracie's dad.
We're gonna play some Roblox.
She asked me, "We gonna play some Roblox."
Hmm?
Go. Say
All
say
right.
Monday, okay? Okay, bye. She over here like,
She's like, Dad, it's time to get up off of this thing.
yeah.
Well, I don't know. Did you guys have any other things you wanted to bring up, talk about?
One thing, and I guess we probably about to lose Q on this one. The Game Awards.
Oh yeah, I've actually
What awards?
watched
The what?
majority of that. Game Awards, video game.
Oh yeah, I got
Was
nothing.
last week.
It was just kind of interesting as I saw. I didn't watch the show, but I saw what the nominees were and who the winners were. And people talk about there's a lot of politicking that go on with these Oscars and Golden Globes and probably to an extent the Grammys. I'm looking at the winners of this year, and I'm just looking like, yeah, that Claire Obscura winning so many awards. I'm like, how much did they put in that show? Now, maybe it
they're
was
a small company though, so they don't really have the money like that. That's the interesting thing about it.
So I'm just seeing some of these things. Like I saw Mario Kart World win Best Sports / Racing Game. I haven't played it yet, but I'm just looking at that like Best Sport. Okay. So it's just kind of interesting how, for me, it was two things. While it did have a lot of social media cachet, the fact that gaming is such a $1 billion industry and how streaming is so huge based off of gaming, to me, I'm just kind of bothered that it didn't have a larger platform, in my opinion.
That's one of the biggest platforms in the world. YouTube. What are you talking about?
Okay, what I mean is like
bigger than that, does it?
Yeah, I guess you got a point there, but I'm just like to watch this, to have it more mainstream, considering the amount of money that it's making, that it's not as more mainstream on a network or something like that. Even ESPN.
That's not mainstream though anymore. That's the thing. That audience saying, well, that's why I said those brands are dead. They're not. And the thing is, this is the first time I ever watched the show in real time. And my son was watching it as well in Hawaii. We were talking about it, texting. And I said the same thing to him when Claire started winning. I said, it's interesting that it seems like the Game Awards are now doing what the Oscars, I don't know if it's a buy-off thing, but there's definitely the darling of an industry. So that Claire game was the darling of the industry this year. A lot of YouTubers were just circle jerking about it. And so I was like, okay, this is starting to happen with gaming now. And I think gaming is still such a direct to the consumer type of the thing, because that Gaming Awards is essentially just really gaming companies showing off trailers for their new upcoming games.
Right.
And then they'll spend 2 minutes to announce a nominee and give them the award. But then we're all just watching what's the next trailer going to be. It would be like if the Oscars was just trailers for movies, 95% of the content, and then the other 5% was the awards. Like, but you would never be able to pull that off on regular TV. But to do that online, it's just the people watching. It's what they want to see. You're going to give them exactly what they want. So I think that's kind of cool. But it is growing a lot bigger. I mean, I heard a report that guy was Jeff Keighley, I think is the guy.
Yeah.
I remember when he first started it was just online dude. But they're saying now he's getting about $3 million per ad.
Go ahead.
God damn, he's killing it.
The thing, because when I saw the nominees and I saw Death Stranding 2, and I know the friendship that he has with Hideo Kojima, I was like, oh, he's setting his boy up for those wins, whatever. And it didn't win anything, which I was like, wow, I guess the check didn't clear. Hilarious. And then the other thing is I heard great things about Hades 2 and Ghost of Yote. And you were telling me about Baldur's Gate. And they didn't get anything. I was like,
Baldur's Gate was from a couple years ago. They had already won game with me. Baldur's Gate was from like 2 years ago.
Oh, okay. Because it won best community support. I see there. You got that. Yeah. But seeing Hades 2, and I was just like, wow. I was just interested to see how that goes.
And that's like I want to say Hades 2 was more of a smaller indie game that got big, you know. But I thought it was great. I thought it was a lukewarm show. Only because I thought the games were lukewarm this year. But I was shocked to see Lenny Kravitz come out there, came on stage. He's going to be the villain in the new James Bond game.
Oh.
I thought it was pretty cool, different for him. And you know what's funny? I was watching a streamer. Here's the thing. I'm watching a streamer react to it in real time. So he's streaming the live show, and we're watching him watch it. And the part when Lenny Kravitz comes on, this guy's like, oh, who is this? And he's like, oh. And he's looking, and then he kind of looks in the comments, and he goes, oh, yeah, that's Zoe Kravitz's dad. Like, he had no clue who Lenny Kravitz was. And he's like, oh, he does music? He's like, oh, okay. I'm not familiar with him. I was like, my God, what's going on?
Well, all I know is that's not going to be my chowder, because she every time we get in the car, she wants the Jackson 5s or Michael Jackson. She done messed
Can we
up.
talk about that for a quick second?
Okay.
My daughter is the exact same way. She has just discovered the Off the Wall album, and she is stuck on the song "Girlfriend" and working day and night. Like over and over, and she's finally starting to venture out of the kids sort of stuff a little bit. But Michael Jackson, it's funny because I can see her like falling down the rabbit hole of it, and I'm like, I think that's great. I'm like, God, and I didn't push it on her, you know, just like naturally thinks it's dope.
Okay, I'm gonna give me a guess. What do you think is the song she keeps asking me to put on when you get in the car? Michael Jackson. I don't think you'll ever guess.
I'm going to guess Black or White.
Like?
Shit. I mean, there's so many. I'll just say Thriller.
Smooth Criminal.
Okay. Yeah.
She just be like, at some point she'll be like, Annie, are you okay? Will you tell me, are you okay? Are you okay, Annie? Daddy,
put video.
I guess I need to do that.
Oh, yes. That's the other part. The video. She's already stuck on Thriller. Enjoy Yourself.
The video for is this a video for Enjoy Yourself?
I think they're Enjoy.
It's a performance video from the 70s.
Like a video. Yeah. She's actually really up on the Jacksons, which is dope. Can you feel that? And like she'll play
that's awesome.
Her own be playing it. 10 years old.
She's into the early Jackson 5 stuff, you know, ABC, I'll Be There, I Want You Back, that stuff, and then Michael. And then when I put on the Jackson stuff, are the Jacksons the same as the Jackson 5? I'm like, yeah. Why are they called the Jackson? I'm like, just listen to the song. I ain't got time to
have you played her any Janet yet? Does she know who Janet is?
No, not yet.
She's seen Janet because I'll play it sometimes, and then she heard Escapade, so she sings that. And she's
that's
like,
a good one.
Michael's sister. Like, she really, they're brothers and sisters. I'm like, yeah, there's a whole family of them. I will say this. I think that movie is going to really, for the kids, is going to blow their mind. Like, they're really going to, because they're going to be able to see it now and understand oh, this is Michael. I think you're going to see such a resurgence with Michael, especially with the younger people. It's because she saw
Oh,
the Michael Jackson stage play. I took her to see that, and I could see where she saw like, oh, he was a real person, and she always brings up his dad because he's featured heavy in the play, and she's like, she's like, oh, his dad made him practice all the time, and that's why he's so good. And so she's understanding, why he looks starting to look different. Because she couldn't understand why does he look like this in Thriller, but then in black and white he looks like that. And I was like, but it's the same dude. The skin is different, but they're kind of putting it together. It's interesting to watch. 'Cause for us, we lived through it, but you're seeing another generation is about to get sucked right into it. I think it's cool.
I don't. But see, here's what I don't understand. You just said when this movie comes out, you can go on YouTube and just see every performance that he did with Cher on
Right.
the Tonight Show. You can see all this stuff now.
Well, I
I'm
think
not
the
sure
difference
why.
is the movie puts it in putting it in a story context versus just watching random performances. You don't know, you don't have no they have no they don't know who Cher is, right? They don't know who
No, it's
Diana
not about Cher,
Ross
but I'm
is.
saying you can see Janet doing her Mae West on any YouTube clip with Michael
Sure,
standing there.
but without any context from a kid, they don't know. It's hard. They'd be hard pressed to even know who that's the same person. Like she took a minute to understand that little Michael was the same as the Thriller Michael, because I'm just showing it to her. She didn't realize, yeah, that dude grew up. That's the same guy. She thought maybe he was dead, or the kid would die or something. So I think with a lot of kids that never saw the story of Michael, now they're gonna have, this will be their movie of a performer who they get to see the thing, and it's a real person, and it's Michael Jackson. There's nobody like that. There's nobody else makes music like that. I mean, it says a lot that these children are infatuated with them, and they didn't live through it at all. So I
See,
might
I
be
don't know.
giving them a
I
little
know
bit.
what you're
Go
gonna.
ahead.
I know what you're gonna say, but I mean, Flex Alexander took a shot at it. That I don't think that inspired a generation.
Well, that was trash. Q.
I know, but a child
Easy
is
to
not going
say.
to say. Hold on, a child is not going to say that movie's trash. I don't know who Michael is. That's not.
Well, they
That's not.
never kids. That wasn't presented to kids. First of all, it wasn't a big budget thing. The reach of this trailer, the trailer that just came out, far exceeded who people saw the Q Alexander thing. Right?
Now, what
Yeah.
about?
Apples.
Okay, I don't know.
Like there's a whole generation whose frame of reference for the Jackson 5 is that 5-part the Jackson's American saga story.
That's what I was going to bring up.
Yeah. And
Right. That's
that was
our
big.
generation. But
Yeah.
I'm talking about the kids of today. They don't know any of that.
It was good content, and it was a good narrative that, first of all, people believe everything that was in there. And two, it always brings that nostalgia back. Kids that were like 5, between 5 to what 20, I'm sure that sparked a resurgence in interest in the Jacksons.
Yeah. And wait till that movie hits streaming. When them kids can watch it over and over. Especially wait till them videos hit. This is what I've discovered with children. Wait till them videos hit YouTube Shorts.
Yeah.
They're gonna be watching it over and over. And that's what happened with K-pop Demon Hunters. That's at least for my daughter. Because I didn't even have Netflix at the time. But she knew all the songs because she was watching it on YouTube, and she would watch it over and over. And then she would play Roblox, and they was in that too. Like they had made games or characters, so she was learning it in there. So by the time she saw the movie, she already knew it all. And then she would watch the movie over and over.
I hate to get sidetracked, but I'm just curious, how have they not brought Michael Jackson to Roblox or Fortnite?
It's coming.
Pause.
Licensing, maybe.
I bet you it's coming.
No, it ain't about. Yeah, you got a point there. That probably would be a good. That's a good way. Sorry, I'm gonna have to run, but before you do, I want to know: has anyone checked out Pluribus on Apple TV?
Oh. Okay, the last episode that was on last night was some bullshit.
Don't spoil it. I have not seen these yet.
I'm not gonna say nothing. I mean, it wasn't bullshit, but it was like, come on, y'all. It like nothing really happened. But that's that. I was just saying this before we came on the air. That show and Welcome to Derry must see TV.
I'm a little conflicted with Pluribus because when I saw the first episode, I thought it was going to be this slow takeover of the. You saw the first episode, right, Mike?
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen it yet.
Damn.
Mike ain't.
But I
He's still
heard it's
watching.
good. I didn't have. I've only recently just got Apple, so I'm still watching some of the older stuff on there.
Mike is still on season 1 of Game of Thrones, so
Exactly, exactly. And I don't even have HBO, so I ain't gonna see it.
Well, without giving too much away, apparently there's a space station or this lab where they got these signals from outer space, and they were able to form. I believe were they able to formulate something, and then it accidentally spread. That they're still not clear about the genesis of that.
I
Interesting.
don't remember exactly, but I felt like after I'm not going to spoil anything. After the first episode, it was clear to me what happened. So I don't know if there's some code was sent down,
right?
And they were able to decipher the. Oh no! And they started experimenting on animals,
right?
And one of the animals got free. I'm not going to say anything else after that.
Yeah, and so my thought was it was going to be a slow takeover. They were like, "Nah, that's not what this is about." And it's even like I kind of wanted to see that slow takeover, but what it really is just it's just kind of wild to really think of what the concept is of what's going on. Where this hive mind world, it's interesting.
Well,
okay. I might check it out.
If you are a Star Trek fan, you would. I hope this doesn't spoil it for Mike, but if you are familiar with the Borg, this is not a unique concept. But I like the fact that Vince Gilligan is telling his story, like Mike was saying, like y'all saying about this is Superman, this is this Superman. He's telling basically the Borg story through his eyes. And what I think Vince Gilligan is, I mean, this doesn't feel like something he would write. It feels like something that the guys from Severance would write, because this is the guy who wrote Breaking Bad, a hard kind of like thriller crime story.
Oh, really?
This is something
I didn't know
totally
that.
different. So I'm impressed by this guy's versatility.
Yeah, because what
on the quality of that.
What's that?
Is it like on the same kind of quality of a Breaking Bad to you?
I think
I would say if you watch Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, it's shot just like that. It has the tone, what you expect this. But as far the storytelling, it kind of depends, because they do get into some really good stories, some really good subplots where it has you thinking to a certain level. But I don't think it's at the same quality.
And this is sci-fi.
It's sci-fi, yes.
Oh, I say that. I'm watching.
It's sci-fi.
I didn't know that.
Well, hold on. It's a sci-fi premise, but I think it takes a sci-fi premise and does a psychological exploration with one character.
A character-driven. I forgot what they call it. It's more a character study type thing.
It sounds like a book.
Yeah.
I love that. I didn't know it was sci-fi. Looking at the picture that they have on, I
say
like a comedy or romantic thing.
Yeah,
there are comic elements, but the same actress Better Call Saul stars in this, and she's excellent.
Okay. Yeah, because I saw when I was hearing about it, I was just like, But then when I heard Vince Gilligan was doing, I was like, oh, okay, I gotta watch that thing, because he puts out quality stuff. If you didn't know it was Vince Gilligan, the premise and how things move, you would swear it was what's his name, Damon Lindelof, the best of Damon, like the first season.
Yeah.
If you remind me what he does, what does he do?
He did Lost, and what was the one?
I never watched.
The Leftovers.
The Leftovers. Yeah, he did The Leftovers. But so like if you enjoyed the first season, and I would say even the first 3 seasons before they lost the plot of Lost, it's that level. Yeah.
Okay. That's a good comparison.
Yeah.
A little bit of Christopher Nolan, I'd say, maybe. A little bit.
I don't know.
I'm gonna get y'all out of here. The other thing, aside from all of the movies and TV and all that, this may be a hard sell to some of y'all, but listen, these right here, Empire of Silence. I'm gonna just hold the rest of these up.
What is it? What was that?
These books here, Sun Eater series. I'm telling you right now. The second book right here, might be backwards. They are thick now. I ain't gonna lie. I read this and first I was kind of like, but when I finished it, I was like, yo, started it all over immediately. Had to read it a second time.
How many pages?
Man, it's a lot. It's about
Hey,
640, 640 or something like that.
Oh,
you know what
about
I'm going to ask?
6'7"?
Hilarious. Then I jumped into this one. Then I just finished this one. And I just got this one. Listen,
Who's the author?
Christopher Rocchio,
You said Sun Eater series?
the Sun Eater series.
Okay.
This first book immediately was hard for me to kind of get into, and I didn't kind of like it at first. But I'm gonna just tell you this, and I'll say this: as much as I love Star Wars, Marvel, whatever, DC, this trumps all of them right now for me. And the same way I would be hyped if Empire Strikes Back came out, or if Infinity War 2 or something was to come out. That's these, but way better. And I'm telling you, you can listen to the audiobooks, or if I do both actually. But some of the best storytelling, sci-fi, I love this shit.
What's the premise?
It's really good.
Just give me
The
the premise.
premise is simple. The first book starts off, and the lead character, Hadrian Marlowe, that's my man. He's telling you his story, and he tells you at the beginning of this book that he is the Sun Eater because he destroyed the sun in order to kill the alien bad guys, but he had to wipe out everybody to do it. And so he's recounting to you how he got to that point. And so it starts off almost kind of has some Dune vibes a little bit. But then this one kicks it into Empire Strikes Back on crack with whatever the Godfather. You're going to be like, yo. And I'm telling you, if you give
It takes
it a
place in the
chance,
future? It's in the future or something?
it's in the future of us, remarkably enough. But far off into the future, and centuries are happening throughout this book. You're still following the same character, but some of the craziest action, some thought-provoking shit, technology, the aliens, they're vicious. It's incredible. It's a great fucking read. I would not hype it up if I didn't think it was worth it. It's an investment, but once you get into it, like I said, if you watched all of Lost or whatever, The Wire, if you said, man, the second season of The Wire you might not really got into, but 3, 4, that's how this was to me. Fantastic. So I just wanted to end it with that, to shout it out if you're looking for something good. And you maybe have never, I'm going to tell you, looking at these covers, I would have never read this shit because it looked like some bullshit to me. Now that I know what the story is, these covers are badass, badass. But going into it, I was like, nah, I'm good. But I'm letting you know, and I'm not bullshitting. These books are the shit. So that's it. We're gonna get up out of here. QStorm, you got any last things you want to say before we leave?
No, I'm good. You can, as always, you can check me out on my real QStorm channel. Might be kind of lacking a little bit because I just started this job. But you can always check me out on go to Get First Level TV and check out all my gun shit. GetFirstLevelTV.com.
Right on. Ant Pooh, any last words for us?
Nope. Just follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Ant Pooh.
All right. Well, hey, work it like a job. See you next time. Peace.